Hello, welcome. The United Nations has called for a ceasefire in Libya following a week of intense fighting between political factions. The latest surge in fighting has killed over 23 people in Tripoli, including a young comedian. In Angola, the governing party, the MPLA, is on track to defeat the opposition party UNITA in last Wednesday's election. With more than 97% of the votes counted, MPLA is polling 51%, while UNITA is polling 44%. If the count stands, MPLA will remain in power and extend its almost 50-year-long stint of ruling Angola. The result will also give the president another 5-year term in office. The opposition party UNITA has indicated that it plans to contest the results. The party says that the results do not correspond to reality. Security in Angola's capital, Luanda, is tight as fear of protests erupting is very high. Despite being a major oil-producing country in Africa and rich in diamonds and other minerals, many people in Angola are impoverished. In South Africa, the government is planning to introduce a law that will ban trophy hunting. Travel companies like Booking.com, Expedia, and others are pushing for South Africa to become more wildlife friendly. A survey by World Animal Protection found that 70% of South Africans and 80% of international tourists support banning trophy hunting. It is 11:30 a.m. in New York City, 4:30 p.m. in Nigeria, 5:30 p.m. in South Africa, and 4:30 p.m. in Angola. Wherever in the world you are watching us, welcome to another episode of 90 Minutes Africa. I am Rudolph Okonkwo. My co-host, Chido Onoma, is on assignment. On our show today is the incomparable MC Tagwaye. MC Tagwaye is a farmer, a businessman, and a former biology teacher. He rose to fame by mimicking President Muhammadu Buhari. He will explain to us why Nigerians catch cruise while the nation burns. Take a look at MC Tagwaya in action.
So I want to thank you, Nigeria, for coming out to show that you stand with the truth. The MC said I have just 5 minutes, but you know, I select my words before the media will change it. It's not hard. Firstly, I have to remind us on our fight against corruption. We are determined and ready to take it to the next level. Whoever you are, wherever you are coming from, whatever position you have occupied in the past, if you are corrupt, then you will face the consequences. It doesn't matter the kind of position you have occupied. If you take from the public, you are corrupt. It doesn't matter how. Then I also want you to understand that we are here for Nigeria.
All right. So we have to welcome MC Tagwaya the proper way because he is more than an MC. He is, of course, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So let's do the proper thing. All right, MC Tagwaya, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. What you do is amazing. I'm a big fan, and welcome. It's an honor to have you. And for those who do not know, you have an interesting story. You were born in Kaduna, and you
In
grew up
Katsina.
Castina. Okay, but you grew up in Castina. Okay, I know that you grew up in Castina, and tell us again. I've seen several interviews where you told the story how you picked interest in impersonating Buhari, the president.
I will prefer mimic.
Mimic. Okay. All right. It's the same thing. In America, we say impersonate. Yeah. But it's all the same thing. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay. Yeah. How did you pick interest in that?
Okay, so I was born in a small village then, but now a local government in Katsina State called Ingawa.
Ingawa.
Um, we're born there, and then primary school, secondary school, like virtually all my education was in Katsina State. I grew up there. I, the internet writes a lot. Some people with their busybody, I've not written my biography on Wikipedia, but they are there creating it for me. Some said I was born and brought up in Kaduna. I was not born in Kaduna. I didn't grow up in Kaduna. They even said my net worth is 80 million. I say I'm a big man. Oh. You know what 80 million is? 80 million is a very big money. So, but that's just by the way. So, since when we were in primary school, uh, President Buhari has been somebody we've heard his story during the 85, 86. And there are pictures, sort of magazine in our house then that a kind of colloquium for him, pictures of him during the military and all of that. So in our mind, what we see is a hero, somebody who was willing to change the narratives, but was hindered by some people who, saw otherwise. So, but during primary school, anytime he's coming to, I was in primary 5 or thereabout, anytime he's coming back to Daura from Kaduna, he has to pass through Ingawa. Ingawa is the same zone is the same senatorial district with Daura. It's called Daura Zone, so it's the same senatorial district. So you usually pass through Ingawa to go to Daura. So what we do is on Fridays, we have to stand by the roadside. Standing by the roadside, then his convoy comes in. As they were moving, the only thing we needed was for him to just wind down and, wave at us. And that he understood, and he always do, were fulfilled. So, and then, in 2015, he won the election. After winning the election, I just say, come on, hang on. I think we need to come up with something. Meanwhile, I've been mimicking a lot of people, but his own was the one that was pronounced. I was a teacher. I taught in a school for over 7 years. So while teaching, I used to mimic the proprietress when a teacher is sleeping in the classroom. I would just come to the window and just mimic her. The teacher would just jump up from his sleep, thinking that it was the proprietress. So I mimic a lot of people. I don't only mimic how you speak, mannerism, gestures, So that was it. In 2015, we now say, come on, let's come up with something.
Mm.
And that was how, all I did was I watched one of his video, an interview he had with, Sahara reporters, 11 minutes video thereabout. I watched that video, I think, once or twice, and that was it. So we went, there was a radio station then in Katsina, Vision FM. So Vision FM, there was one of my friend there, Nelson, who works there, and he said, come on, we are looking for content. Why not come over to the radio and do your stuff? I said, okay, that's fine. We went there and we did it. The first day we did it, it's usually on Friday. The program was usually on Friday. After having the program, they called the MD of the station, who stays in Abuja, and say, his friend called him and say, you people are in money today. He said, in money, how? He said, you people had the president live on your radio station. They had an interview with him live today. And coincidentally, the president was in Daura that period. The MD said, they had the president in the station and they didn't even tell us. He now called the station manager. When he called the station manager and said, so you people interviewed the president, we've not seen a lot yet. He said, no, it's not the president. It's a comedian that mimics the president. He said, okay, send me the audio. I want to listen. After listening, the MD just called the station manager and told him, please, get that young man, bring him to Abuja. And that was it. Because they also have a TV station here in Abuja. So when I came to Abuja, the same thing, we now started on the TV station like that. So it now became everywhere. Invitation, come here, come there, come here, come there. So many invitations. I wasn't even able to keep up with the program on TV because the program kept on failing, and they also kept on repeating the one we have recorded before and all of it. We just have to stop at some point. So that was it.
Wow. Interesting. Now, most people don't know that this is a long tradition. People trying to mimic politicians, especially presidents. Let me play a video of another comedian doing exactly the kind of thing that you did, because a lot of people look at it as something that is uniquely Nigerian thing, but it's something that's been going on over many, many years. So let's look at a comedian in America mimicking President Bush.
Members of the White House Correspondents Association, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, here I am. Here I am at another one of these dang press dinners. Could be home asleep. Little Barney curled up at my feet. But no, I gotta pretend I like being here. The media really ticks me off. The way they try to embarrass me by not editing what I say.
And this one is from Uganda.
I'm so young, I'm so fit. That's why Mama calls me baby fish. Governing Uganda is like driving a truck on a mud road.
Incidentally, the Ugandan comedian was a teacher too, just like you. So how did you end up as a teacher before? I mean, you went to Yaradua University in Katsina, and then can you tell the story, please?
Okay, so I did my NCE program in Katsina, Federal College of Education. Okay. Now, after graduation, the only job you could get easily was a teaching job. And not even government teaching job, a private school. I've never worked with government all my life, not even for one day. So that was 2009, 2008, thereabout. So I took the teaching job and I started teaching. As at that time, what I was paid was 8,000 naira. And then in that, there are so many phases to the story. It's a long story. So after graduation, my parents said, relax, we're going to get you a job because, they've spent over, as at that time, they've spent over 30 years in Katsina State. So they have known some people, some politicians, the local politicians and all of that. So they said, relax, you have graduated, beautiful, we'll get you a job. So I was waiting. Today I will ask them, give me this money for this, give me money for a chat card. And I wasn't happy with it. One day I left without telling anybody. I went to Katsina, called my friend first that I'll be coming, please, I'll put up with you for like a week or two before I can get what we do. So I left Katsina and they were looking for me. Nobody saw me, no one knew where I was. I didn't tell anybody either. Because I knew if I had told them, they won't allow me to leave. So, and I made up my mind that I'm not going to communicate with them until I get a job I'm doing. So I applied for teaching jobs, several schools, So the first school that called me offered to pay me 17,500 naira monthly. So I said, that's juicy. So I took it. So when I started teaching there, the rules there were something else. Monday, you wear white long sleeve on black. Tuesday, sky blue on black trousers. Wednesday, red on black trousers. Thursday, yellow on white trousers. Friday, native. Virtually as if you are a banker in the name of teaching. So, but I didn't have problem with that. Even though I was just starting, I was just trying to catch up with the clothes because I wasn't even having enough money on me to get all those designs and all of that. So, another big challenge is that any offense has a fee attached to it. They will deduct from your salary. So, when I knew that it wasn't a joke, and this is not where I can be, was when one of the teachers, after they paid them salary, they have not paid us then because we just came in. So he was complaining. I said, what happened? He said, can you imagine these people? They deducted my salary to the extent that I have to balance the school 1,500. I said, no way. Not that the school will give you 1,000. After deducting the whole 17,500, you also have to pay them 1,500. If you don't pay them now, in your next salary, if you are able to guess what, they will take the 1,500 from that other salary. It was crazy. So even when I was in that school, another school now called me, Salama International School. So I just took excuse that I'm not feeling fine, I want to go to hospital, and I went for that interview. When there, they said, okay, no problem, that they will give us the job, but what they are offering is 10,000 naira. So my comfort then was the owner of that school where they offered 10,000 is from Malumfashi, who happens to be an indigenous of Katsina. But the other school, which is Saldefi, the owner of the school is from Edo. The woman is from Edo. So I said, I was born and brought up in Katsina. I can roll with the indigenous better than the woman who is coming from Edo. Because this one will not understand me, but this one will understand me better. And that was it. And she did. Because we really moved along, She was a mother, when I say mother, like she has seen it all in life. As at that time, she has grown-up children, some are even in their 40s then. So, so I took the job. I told them no problem that I would take the job. So I took the job. The director took their resolution to the proprietress. she now pointed out myself and one of my classmates. Then we graduated together. She now said, no, these two ones, their experience is just less than 2 3 years. That they should reduce the money from 10,000 to 8,000 naira. Hey! The director came back with a sad face. I was like, oh, God damn it. Maybe they have rejected us. So he now broke the news to us. I still said, fine, I will take it. So I had to go to the other school, put up a resignation that, but it was my friend's brother was the director of that school. So before applying, I had to meet him so that he would make it easier for me to get the job. So he wasn't happy that I left, you know. So they agreed, I started working 8,000 naira. But what I did was, I was teaching the 8,000, but after school around 2:30, I will have to take extra lessons for children. So sometimes I go back home around 10 p.m. I leave my house around 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Then I will return home around 10 p.m. at night. From this house, I will finish extra lesson from this house for 1 hour or 2 hours, move to another house, 1 hour or 2 hours, like that. But at the end of the month, what I'm being paid is highly reasonable. You understand? 5,000 here, 7,000 here, 6,000 here. If I add it together with what I have from the school, it was about 30,000, 40,000 naira. And believe me when I say that's a big boy pay, you know. So, but then that's how it continued. Gradually, from 8,000, they increased my salary to 13,000. Gradually, 13,000 to 18,000, 18,000 to 23,000. You know, like that. It keep on, you know, going.
Wow. All right. We're going to come back to your history and your background because they're exciting. Most people don't know that your parents are from Anambra State, but you've lived in Katsina and you do what you do. Let's look at the political environment and the job you do. I mean, you do several things. I know you're a businessman, you're a farmer, you produce content, so you do more than just mimic the president. But when you let me ask you this, you know, what have you learned about the president in the course of this last 7 years of doing this?
I've learned so much. I've learned so much from him. Learned so much from him that I feel is a strange country for his kind of attitude to function. You know, very strange and unbelievable country. So the president is the type of person that believes he call you, Dr. Damages, please come. I want to give you this ministry. Don't damage it. A, B, C, D is what you are expected to carry out as your duty. You say yes. All right, give us acceptance, you accept. That's it. He will not talk to you again. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to talk to you again. He's not going to ask you what's happening, or all this, or all of that. No. He expects you are responsible enough to take responsibility. All right? You are old enough. With your experience and how you come about life, you should know that this is the right thing to do. The president doesn't believe he needs to remind you to do the right thing. He expects you to do the right thing. But this country is not ready for that. They see it as an opportunity to misbehave. Meanwhile, it's actually a golden opportunity to write your name on, you know, the rock. You understand? But unfortunately, the kind of, life we find ourselves these days is that it's an opportunity. Since he's not asking me about it, maybe the pastor I'm talking to, maybe the malam that is praying for me and the pastors that is really working, they have tied him down. He can't even talk to me.
Yeah, but someone might say, people who are listening to you might say, if that's his approach to leadership, I mean, because you can actually do that. You say you are delegating and leaving people to do what they needed to do. If you see that they are not doing that, some of them are not doing that, most of them are not doing that, then you change your approach. Why is that not happening?
Well, uh, that is his own method. All right? That is his own method. For instance, just like you suggested now, if you were the one, what you do is that, okay, let me change this method. Maybe it might work. But I think in some cases, those methods were also changed because we are aware of some cabinet reshufflements that took place, which is also like, okay, let's do this. Okay? So, but and the president doesn't listen to mere allegations without concrete evidence. Might come and say Rutherford has done this, has done that, has done that. He will not argue with you. He will say no. He will say no problem, we'll look into it. But so long it will not come with concrete evidence, it's just a mere allegation to him because probably he's aware of people trying to destroy other people just because they had the opportunity to come and lay complaints, say this about this person. He doesn't do that. You are coming to report somebody, you are coming to say something about somebody, make sure you are accompanied with a legitimate evidence.
Now, people can say also that there are cases where, for instance, the case of the governor of Kano State, where there was a video of him receiving money, and the president's reaction was, "Oh, that might be doctored," and most people believe that even if the president thinks it's doctored, that he should have investigated instead of saying that. So, how do you respond to that? How would the president respond to
It's not the duty or the job of the president to investigate crimes. Okay? His duty is to receive report. And so if the report given to him is that this video is doctored or they don't believe, the authenticity of that video, he is going to work with what he's being presented with.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let me now say, when you watch people criticize the president, or people say things like that he failed, even from the Arewa elders, what does that say to you?
Okay, so I think another point people are forgetting is that the president is also a human being. He is not a superhuman and he is not a perfect person. All right? Of course, he can make mistakes. Okay? He can make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But then criticizing the president on there are bases on which you criticize somebody. Of course, the president made so many mistakes. If I tell you that the president has not made mistakes since he became a president, then I'm lying to you. I'm not being sincere to you. But why can't we see it as a mistake? Present it as a mistake and then ask for either the mistake not to repeat itself and corrections to be made than trying to make the person look he's stupid, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's clueless, he's this, he's that. I mean, you are not coming from the angle of, bringing solutions. What you are coming from is you are coming for a fight. You are coming for unreasonable, arguments that shouldn't be.
Okay. All right. Let's take another look at your performance. I think this one we are going to see you talking about the I think is the minister for power. Okay. Let me see. Well, let's watch this.
Use as you want to contribute or you want to participate in politics, then I think you should be ready to stop collecting and build your own political career. Because so long you are collecting, will you see the person you are collecting from out of there? Of course not. So that is by the way. I cannot conclude my note without talking about corruption in Nigeria. Because this is one of the things that kept us where we are today. One person stealing what is the budget of another country in Nigeria. One person. So I think it is very necessary. All hands must be on deck to see that we end corruption in Nigeria.
All right. So looking at stories of corruption coming out of Nigeria in the last 7 years, when you stand up on stage and you are talking about the fight against corruption as playing the president, do you feel that you are just not mimicking him, that you may also, some people may look at it like you are making fun of him? How do you see that?
Okay,
Because,
so
because people feel that that fight is not going anywhere. Or do you
okay,
think that,
so
yeah.
the thing is this.
Mm.
Uh, I'm not making fun of him by talking about corruption. Just like you said, some people might feel I'm making fun of him by talking about corruption when there are so many corruption cases going on and all of that. There is no government on earth that cannot have or do not have corruption history in their system. Even in the America where you are, even as we speak, it depends the way they twist the definition of corruption. But then in this government, like I told you, the president is the type that wants people to take responsibility. All right? If you could remember, there was an interview he granted Channels Television. And he told them that after office, when he goes back to Daura, that nobody will call him to the court to come and bear witness that he has all the records. What does that tell you? He said he has all the records, that nobody will call him to come and bear witness in court. Telling you he knows about everything that is going on.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
The transition in 2023 will be one of the most, hilarious one.
Why do you say that?
Okay, because the president will spare no one, not even his family. Do you understand? If you bring a case with evidence today that Buhari's son or Buhari's whatever, other relatives or what have you have done ABCD, he will give you the full, support to go ahead, do what is right.
Mm.
Do you understand? So I guess for somebody to tell you that all the records are intact, he has all the records, you can't come to court to bear witness, I think you should start putting your house in order. Very important.
Now, for as someone who is right there performing on different stages in Nigeria, what do you think about the political process that we are seeing now? How do you assess the candidates?
Okay, so there is something I want Nigerians to understand, especially the youths. Very difficult, but I will still say it. Now, the people who are in their 60s today, maybe 70s as well, the same agitation that our youths are having today was the same agitations that the people that are in their 60s and 70s were having when they were like us. They want to take over. They want to take over. Right? For some of them who are wise and thoughtful, understood that there is no way you can take this thing without being part of the system, one, and you cannot become a king without serving. There's a saying in Igbo language, Onye veze eze luaka. When you serve the king, you also become a king. But there's no way you will not serve a king and you expect to become a king. How? So those who are smart, what did they do? They now became loyal to some of the politicians then, some of the leaders. They became loyal to them. They became their boys. They became their errand boys. Okay? With time, they were still delaying to hand over, no problem. But at some point, when they refused to retire, nature retired them. Either by age, you can't do anything again. You have to say, please, you need to take over before this thing kills me. You have to hand it over on your own. So many people who are governors today, in 1999, were councillors. Some of them were not even doing anything. They were busy following politicians around for campaign and what have you. That was what they were doing. Some of them were commissioners. They didn't want to become, some of them might have the agitation. Why not? If you can become governor, I too can become governor as well. But they served. They were following. Do this, yes. Take this position. Oh, thank you, I'm grateful. Oh, look. Today they are governors. For instance, take Asiwaju, for example. Asiwaju was with, what's his name? Was with Abiola. At that time, during the 90s, even before the 90s, 80s, he was boy to so many of these people. I think they've taken my, no, the bulb went off. I think they need to recharge it.
Okay.
It's
all
not
right.
NEPA they took, don't worry.
Okay.
It's
All
not
right.
NEPA.
Do you want us to take a break or you want to continue?
No. Can
Okay.
you see me?
I can see you a little bit, yeah.
And so during that time, he served. He was serving these people. There are some pictures you see Asiwaju with Abiola then. He was behind. Do you understand? And that was it. It was a gradual process. It's not something that happened overnight. Many of them, when they tell you their history, they have served before. But our people today, the youth we have today, don't have that understanding. You don't want to serve, you just want to take over. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Atiku Abubakar was a boy to Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua, was very loyal to him. Anywhere you see Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua, you will see Atiku following him. Till date, he's still calling his Oga. Do you understand? These people served. So, but our people don't want to do that. They don't even want, look, there's a saying in Igbo language again, Ucheke janadi kemma. You have to use wisdom to collect a sword from a warrior. You don't just go straight and just grab it and go, no. There are procedures. You don't just go, boy, you want to collect sword from the warrior. He will pieces you. But with wisdom, you go gently, and take it from him. So what am I saying? Serve if you want to be served.
What do you think about Peter Ob's campaign and the movement?
Right.
Supported by youth.
Peter Obi's movement is, I have nothing against Peter Obi. He's somebody from my own state. He's from Anambra State. And I cannot say for sure what happened during his administration in Anambra State because I wasn't in Anambra State. All right? But what I know for sure, I used to visit Anambra. And there is no single road in my village during his administration. Okay? Not a single road in my own village, in Nando, precisely. Until when somebody from the same zone became a governor, who is Willie Obiano, that was when road came to my village. I can drive from Oka without stop straight to my village. Do you understand? So I cannot say for sure, okay, this is what Peter Obi did. But I can tell you, this is what Obiano did. This is, at least, all my life, I've never flew to Anambra through aircraft. But during Obiano, that was possible. So I can be able to tell you that Obiano did ABCD because I witnessed it and I saw it. But during Peter Obi, I can't tell you this is for sure. Notwithstanding, that doesn't mean he didn't do anything, but I can't tell you this is what he did. All right? Secondly, I feel the movement of Peter Obi, I understand, if you check very well, you understand there are also emotions attached to it. Now, when you are moved by emotions, you can make mistakes in your decisions. You can. So I feel the youths are emotional. Okay, these old people have been here, nothing has been working, this, that, we want. How old is Peter Obi? Peter Obi is over 60 years. Okay? You can't call him a youth. But it's just that out of what the party has presented to the country, he is the youngest. All right? Out of what the party is, the major party, the major parties we have before now is PDP and APC. But by the virtue of Peter Obi's emergence, now we have 3 major parties. You understand? So what I feel is there are emotions attached to it. They said Peter Obi does not have structure. Peter Obi does not have structure. So the youth will just video one movement and say, they say, get structure. Oh, see structure, see structure. That's not politics. That is not politics. You understand? Gathering those people is not, if you check very well, many of them do not even have PVC. Many of them will not even come out that day to vote. Gathering people for political rallies and what have you is a norm. The same people who came out to do 1 million or 2 million or 10 million march for Peter Obi, if APC go there to do another 10 million march, 50 to 60% of the same people also come to that place. Some of them are looking for t-shirt and face cap. Some of them are looking for 1,500 or 2,000 because everybody is hungry. You understand? If everybody is well-to-do, we are good. So my own idea is that I don't care if you are being rolled on wheelchair. If you can make this country better, I don't have business with you. That's all I'm after. Even if they are rolling you on chair, you can't even walk. Can you make this country better? It's not about somebody who can run from here to another place with speed and what. We have seen people, leaders in this country who even go to gym. What has become of their administration? You understand? We have seen people who run on the stadium while people are escorting them, but they're speeding, running on. They say, hey, there's strength to acquire strength.
Now,
of the administration.
Now,
it's not the strength of whether your body or your age. No, but ideas. Do you understand? Ideas. Somebody can be old, but he will get good hands. You understand? Without any fear or maybe hiding anything. Buhari meant well for this country, but the hands he got are bad hands.
What do you mean by that? You mean?
What I mean by that is managers.
But he appointed them.
Yeah, no, okay, so this is politics. This is why so many of you don't understand politics. And when I begin to talk, they don't listen to him. He's a comedian. He's not a comedian, but I understand politics more than many of you. If you may, you can call me a political comedian because I understand it. Now, in politics, everybody has interests. I can't remove my hard-earned money, 200 million, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion to support your election. Okay? And then you now become. So I believe if you can spend such amount of money for me to succeed and win election, it means you also want me to succeed in my leadership. So as a result of this support you did, can you bring somebody who is good in finance? All right? Please give me a minister of finance, somebody that you know is good by the virtue of your support for my campaign. And you now went and brought this person. They vetted the person. Definitely he will have to go to National Assembly. Before he goes to National Assembly, probably 1 or 2 calls have been made. Please, pass him or do that. What do you want the president to do? The due process has been followed. Send his name to DSS. DSS have cleared him. Okay, fine. So send him to National Assembly for screening. He went to National Assembly. They didn't even ask him any questions. Hey, man, take a bow, take a bow. You now bow and you go. What do you want the president to do? The president now become Minister of Finance. I told you president's idea of leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want him to do? This is politics. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you say that, okay, I'm not going to listen to all those that supported my campaign and what have you, I'm going to appoint people by myself, you're going to have to be fighting people for the rest of your tenure without
Yeah, but,
achieving
but
it.
but why won't the president says, for instance, okay, this person you gave me is not performing. There are complaints, people are complaining about him or her, then I need somebody else. What's difficult in that?
There is nothing difficult in that, which he has done. There was a cabinet reshufflement recently. I don't know if you are aware.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that happen, and he took that decision.
Now, there's so many questions, and we're going to let our audience in a few minutes. But let me ask you this: you answered so many of them that people are putting up there. Questions like, "Do you speak Igbo?" You already spoke Igbo while you're talking. Have you been to Anambra State and things like that? But let me ask you: when you hear the president say something like talking about Biafra, Igbo people, and saying things like the Igbo people are like a dot. How does that come to you? How do you process it?
One thing you understand is in most cases, the president has been quoted out of context. Okay? When he talks about dot, I'm not sure. The Buhari I know cannot generalize the entire race of Igbos as dot. It's not possible. He has friends who are Igbos, very good friends, a lot of allies who are Igbos. Do you understand? So he cannot generalize the whole Igbo race and say they are just a dot in Nigeria. I am very sure the people he is referring to are the agitators. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The agitators definitely are the people he is referring to. There is nobody in Nigeria that can look at the Igbo race and talk down on them because they contribute immensely to the economy of this country. Do you understand? So you can't come to Nigeria and say who is Igbo people or who is Igbo race or no, it's not possible. You come to the country, who do they say they have the country? When you talk of Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, they're just three. So why do you remove Igbo? The Wazo Bia they are saying, why did they not say just Wazo and remove the Bia? So he has been, quoted out of context. It cannot happen. You can't look at the whole Igbo race and say it's a dot. No. He is referring to the agitators.
Okay,
This is my opinion. It's not
Yeah,
as
I
if
understand.
I president and this was what he told me.
Yeah, I understand. Let me give you another example. I will play a video of the president talking about oil subsidy before he became president, because these are some examples that people look at and they question what is going on. Let me play that video and get your reaction.
If anybody said he is subsidizing anything, he is a fraud. So all these people talking about subsidy, who is subsidizing? But there is so much fraud, as I said, and influence and corruption that I don't talk about it. But the day I have to talk about it, I will ask the petroleum economists to come and tell me who is subsidizing Nigerian oil.
All right. So that was the president before he became president. And now he's president, he's been the oil minister. And now we're talking about oil subsidy in trillions. how do you explain that to people who are critical of the president, saying that he failed to fix this problem?
Okay, so on that, I first, I'm not the
Of course.
petroleum minister, whether the senior minister or the state minister, but regardless, time changes. This is what people should understand. What is obtainable in 1999 cannot be obtainable in 2022. All right? The economy as at 1999 and the economy as at today, there are differences. Do you understand? And then also, in terms of this administration, you understand that there are so many challenges that came with it. Talk about the insecurity, talk about, the president spent over a year, close to a year, okay? He wasn't stable in the country because of his health issues, okay? And we know so many things went wrong in his absence, because so many people did not even believe that he's going to come back, all right? But he did, So many things went wrong. Do you understand? And then also, you also have a lot of unpatriotic Nigerians at the helms of power. Do you understand? At the helms of leadership to do A, B, C, D, and all of that. But because they are not patriotic, they don't even care. All they are after is themselves and themselves alone. All right? So all these things are contributing factors. Also, don't forget that this is democracy. What I want to tell you is that a lot of people believed in the president in 2015, in fact, since 2003, because they believe what he did in 94, he is going to do it, because, of course, we know that Nigeria needs a very strong hand. Nigeria doesn't need somebody, just like you're saying, Nanda, why wouldn't you fire if you're not working and all of this and all of that? So, but then, this is democracy. And the fear of the elites were educating the poor masses that if you vote Buhari, he is a dictator. He's a draconian leader. He is this, he is that. That has been the fear. And then when he now came in, that general, that military, he put it aside because it's democracy. If he had applied that military strategy and what have you, by now, a lot of people will be crying foul play. They have arrested this one. They have executed this one. They have imprisoned this person. They've done this one. They've done that one. All right? So, and also sometimes, sincerely speaking, when you are campaigning, sometimes out of excitement, you make promises you cannot fulfill. It's just like when a man is in bed with his wife, he makes promises he can never fulfill in the next life.
Okay, hold on. I like where you're going to, making promises you can't fulfill. Let's watch Buhari again before he became president.
And teachers on the tertiary institutions, polytechnics, were on strike. These strikes were at least for a whole academic year. I think a serious government, if they have 7 billion naira to throw about, will go and negotiate with ASU, and then the teachers organization or teachers unions of the tertiary institutions from polytechnics downwards, so that our children should remain in school. Even complement equipment, and other social facilities, for educational institutions.
How do you explain this? I want to know the process. Now, for instance, if you are going to do a show and you know that people know about this, when he was now president, talking about ASU strike. Now under him, ASU, they've been on strike for more than 5 months, getting to 6 months.
It's not a new thing. It happened when he's not a president, and now that he's a president.
It's still happening.
It's still happening, so it's not a new thing.
Yeah, okay? But he promised that he was criticizing the government in power then, that they didn't know what they were doing.
But that's politics. That's politics. Why it is politics is because You look for the weakness of your opponent and use it. PDP will look for the weakness of APC now and still use it. That doesn't mean when PDP come in power, they might not repeat the same mistake.
Now, have you performed anywhere where people who didn't like the president reacted in a way that you didn't expect?
Okay, so since I started performing on stage, there is no stage. There is no performance I go to that I don't steal the show. It has never happened.
Were you being invited by APC people alone, or do you get the opposition invite you? You know, like I saw where you were performing for Babatunde Fashola. Do you get, like, if Atiku is doing something, with somebody from that that side invite you to come and perform?
If you pay me, why not?
Yeah, but do they approach you? I know that's what I expect from an artist like you. But do they approach you?
The problem is, you know, a lot of people are afraid to even, you know, communicate with me. So many people, because of the package I have, they feel this guy is not accessible. They talk to my twin brother. So many people, I feel like when they talk to my twin, please help us talk to you. I'll be like, why can't you talk to me? I'm not carrying a lion behind me. All right? So there's this kind of, leave that guy. They feel anything that has to do with Buhari is in me. So there's that kind of, you know, fear of meeting me, might turn you down, meeting me, might say this or say that. But I mean, I'm a businessman, not even PDP. All right? If
Labour Party comes to you now and says, come and perform on our stage, we're doing something, will you go there?
I will. If they pay me, I will.
How will you shape your performance? How will you shape your performance?
Shaping my performance, of course, when I'm in character, I'm the president. So whatever you see, you take. That's just it. When I'm in character, I come in as a president, as Mr. President, all right? Mr. President, I also know, like I told people, I know I do not only mimic his voice, I mimic his body language, his gestures, even the way he walks, and I also study the way he
answers questions,
the way he responds to situations, and what have you. I studied all of that. So the Buhari I know cannot go to an event where Peter Obi is and insult Peter Obi. He will not do that. He might make jokes. You understand? Just light jokes. And that's it. What he will move to is to talk about the country. And that's it. So when I go to a gathering where the obedient are there, I will address them. Do you understand? As Buhari. What they pay me to do is to come and do my performance as Buhari. And that's what I will do. After that, I leave.
Have you received any question as while you were playing Buhari that was difficult for you to answer?
No, I told you even before this program started that there is no question I don't answer.
We're going to let our audience join us, and we will see some of the questions they will ask you. But you mentioned that you are a twin and you have a twin brother. Most people do not know this. Let's take a look at where you and your brother were dancing. All right. So a minute. I was just told that I have a lot of videos in the studio, so I won't be able to. Let me remove some. Interestingly, so your brother, is he involved in what is he doing? Is he part of your business or?
My brother is a businessman, so many of our business stuff, he's the one that follows up with them.
Okay. All right. Let me play the video and then we'll come back to that.
Right.
Man looking good in the Olero. Batman drip to the cup. Sports car, spot on the right spot. Olero. Batman sneak on you now. Batman looking good in the Olero. Batman drip to the cup.
That was you and your brother. Now, Buhari has about 6 months left, I think, or 8. I can't count. I can't think. But what will you do? Are you going to retire the Buhari Act after his time in office, or are you going to? What are you going to do? I know that's not the only thing you're doing.
A lot of people who feel concerned about me and Tagwaye, when after Buhari, what would you do? In fact, some people during 2019 election, it was on Friday, I think. On Friday, and then Saturday was supposed to be the election. And somebody sent me a message on Twitter that in 24 hours you will cease, your comedy career comes to an end in 24 hours. But you know what people don't understand is, after Buhari's presidency, that is when my act even becomes more relevant. Every person in this country today is waiting to hear the opinion of Obasanjo on national issues, even after leaving office for the past 10, 15 years. All right? So, of course, when something happens, people want to know what is the view of President Buhari on issues. So I always tell people I can decide to continue. I can decide not to continue. It's a choice. It's a call I have to make.
Now, you are married to the daughter of a special assistant to the president. And I want to know if in any of your performances, you've done something that the government reached out to you and said they are not happy with this.
Not really.
Do you care how they will feel when you do anything? Do you vet yourself? Do you
what I do? What I do. So this is me. I am highly principled. I don't go back on my words. All right. So when I started this, what the promise I took and the vow I made was, I'm not going to make or do anything with the character or with the talent that I have that would be detrimental to the person of the president. And for those who have been following up will understand that I'm actually promoting the president. Okay? There are questions people don't have the opportunity to ask the president directly, and they ask. And exactly the way the president will respond to them is the way I respond, sometimes even much better.
When you say better, what do you mean? Saying more or explaining more than the president, or what makes it better, your answers?
So what makes it better is because the people that ask these questions are youths. And I'm one. So I stand in the better position to understand what they feel and why they ask the question they asked. Unlike when you talk about the president, okay? There are some things youths do now, some things that are trending within the youths. The president might not know about them. Do you understand? But when you bring it up on my show, for instance, there was a day somebody brought up an issue that was trending. The issue was trending, and then he asked me, because I know it's trending, to address it was very easy for me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've forgotten what was trending then.
Okay.
What was trending then?
Okay, while we soon bring in our audience members who are joining us, but let me play this video of someone I know who has in the past played a president, and while we bring in our viewers.
Can we have the president is gone.
Mr. President, what are you doing with Boko Haram?
Boko Haram will take care of them. Give us another 6 years. We will take care of them. That's why we need additional 6 years for Boko Haram.
What will you buy with 1 billion naira?
For food?
Yes.
Cassava bread is expensive. It's from India. Very expensive. Mr. President, what about our roads? The roads? Yes. We get Chief Manini to fix some of the roads.
That was not your regime.
No, he's coming back to fix some of the roads. But that's taken care of. We're getting the Americans to bring in generators.
Mr. President, are you a witch for IMF?
No. I'm a bitch for the IMF.
Did you get a teacher for your wife? Teacher English?
English, yeah, we got the dictionary. People to the English dictionary for her.
For patience?
Yes, she's doing well. She's learning.
Mr. President.
Yes. You have to register with the Association of Terrorists.
All right. So
not doing New York code no go cost.
okay, welcome to the show. People who want to join us, and we have some of our friends already here. Ovie is joining us from, I don't know, Atlanta, and Omori.
Yes.
All right, Ovie, you have the president here with us. You can ask any question you want.
Mr. President. Mr. President, Renka did it.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to see you in our screen. I have my question, and it's also a query, by the way. Query in the sense that, how come you mentioned pretty much all the presidential candidates, but you avoid the incoming president, talking about the person of Senator Rabiu Kokoso? Two, I know sorry?
Should I write? Because I heard you said two.
That's a good one. Yes, and you know, I saw you in one of the, you know, and I think headlines or one of the YouTube video with you and Musarabi Ukonkoso. I want to know what is our chances come 2023, since you have been that close. And have you been rehearsing? Have you been training yourself how to mimic Konkoso when you become president come 2023?
All right, thank you, Ovie. So you can answer, then we go to the next guest.
Okay. So with all due respect to Konkoso, like I said, when I'm discussing politics, I discuss reality. All right? The reality I'm discussing is very, very simple. What is obtainable is what you're going to discuss. All right? Konkoso has a very huge followership in the north, especially in the northwest. All right? But the presidency of this country is about the whole country, Nigeria. We're not talking about just one zone. We're not talking about just two zones. No, we are talking about 6 geopolitical zones in this country. You must have strength in those zones. But that is not the case. Okay? That is not the case. If you go to my village in Anambra State, in Nandu, and you say Kwankwaso, hardly will they know who you are talking about. All right? Because the name has not become national per se yet. Okay? Only the elites knows who Kwankwaso is. In the south. Only the elites in the south. But when you come to the north, you can understand that, okay, when you say Kwankwaso, somebody from a particular local government will understand who Kwankwaso is and all of that. Same way when you go to the north and mention Peter Obi, it's not everybody that knows Peter Obi. Only the elites will know who is Peter Obi. But somebody from my local government, the local government where I was born in Ngawa, you tell him Peter Obi, he might think you are referring to me. You understand? They don't know him. You understand? So, but when you talk about Atiku, Atiku is a national name. Everybody in this country, there's no way you talk about Atiku that he doesn't know. Number one, you will remember him as the former vice president of the country, which is national. And then you talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When you talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, everybody knows, the former Lagos State governor, who was also instrumental during the 2015 election. The role Tinubu played in APC cannot be compared to the role Kwankwaso played, in APC. Because he didn't even stay in the APC, he left at some point. All right. So asking me if I am planning to mimic Kwankwaso and what have you try to. I rather try to mimic people who have. Sorry to say, with all due respect, who have chances of winning.
No, man, you good.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to Omori. Omori,
Everyone become movie stars. But what happens?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor, for having me. And greetings to our guest, Mr. President Buhari. My question is, in one of your engagement with the president, I think that was at Eagle Square, the body language and the facial expression of the president was not encouraged. It was not palatable at all. After that show, did you get any backlash? The president was looking and saying, what are they saying? What are they doing? Was he aware that you were coming there? And after the show, did you get any backlash sort of from the president, a warning never to do that again and again? And my second question is, this is a contribution. You're talking about structure and popularity of these people. Can we begin to separate popularity from authority? Some people can be known for the good reasons they are popular. We're not, this is not an English class. But when we are known for the bad reasons, for corruption, assassination, oppression, repression and suppression of the people, they are not popular, they are notorious. Now that the Nigerian people are waking up from their slumber, the structure you talk about is the structure of assassination, the structure of oppression, the structure of insecurity, the structure of no water to drink, the structure of a strike. Is that the structure we want to continue to live on? If Nigerian people are waking up to say we want to take our country back, have they asking for 2 months? They don't want to dwell with that existing structure you are comfortable with. Nigerian youth are coming out to say they are tired of this so-called structure. The structure has not taken us anywhere. The same structure has held us in perpetual bondage over the years. Enough is enough. That is what we are saying. You get it, the earlier you get it right, the better for everybody.
All right, Omori, thank you so much.
All right.
MC Tagwaya.
Yeah, maybe I might need to get a helmet. Dr. Damages.
You're on the show. That's what happens on the show.
Some of these your people will slap me through the screen. Anyway, number one, if I got a backlash from the performance at Eagle Square, no, I didn't get a backlash. I was invited by the party. I was paid to come there and perform. Then also, you will understand when they say the body language of the president was actually concentrating on my performance. All right? But unfortunately, Imo State were having issues. Rochas and Hope, people. They were fighting, and they are next to the glass house at the Eagle Square. So as they were fighting, while I was also performing, they actually distracted my performance that day because they took a lot of people's attention from there. At some point, you notice the president saying, "What is this?" and all of that. Okay? I'm not hiding to do what I do. The president is aware of what I do. All right? He knows what I do. Okay? There's no video I release, they don't show him. Because many people around him will just say, look at this video. He will just laugh and call me names in Hausa jokingly. You understand? So it's not as I didn't get any backlash. I was invited officially to come and perform there.
Wait, can you tell us one of the names?
That wasn't the first. That wasn't the first time I was performing before the president. Okay, so there was no any backlash. And then talking about popularity of these people, when you talk about popularity, it's either you become popular for a good reason, it's either you become popular for a bad reason. But it's not for me to judge whether they are popular.
Sorry to interject. The one for bad reason is notoriety. It's not popularity. We should not mix the two.
So what I'm telling you is that these are words you are talking about popularity. So it's either you are popular because you did something good, or you are popular because you did something bad, which is not for me to decide whether that is the nature or the base of their popularity.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Ralph, you're next.
I thought James came before me, but
Oh, okay, okay. It's okay. I'll get to him. We don't have a lot of people, so I'll
Okay.
get to him.
All right. Thank you for having me as always. And well, it's nice to be face to face with the president finally. Well, well, anyway, let's just go to the point. So you said that Buhari is not. He said he doesn't have to. He does not. I'm trying to remember your exact words. That he does not have to be called. He does not have to testify after he leaves office because he's done it. It sounded like I'm paraphrasing. He's done everything right. He has everything in order. But I don't think you've done a good job of defending Buhari, which it sounded like you've been doing. But I said I paraphrased because I couldn't quote word for word what you said. To me, it would have sounded, wouldn't it have sounded better if you have everything in order? You are 100% sure of your hands being clean. I mean, we are talking about somebody who has been 3 times petroleum minister in Nigeria, twice before he won the 2015 election. And he was talking big about subsidies and then came in. So he's the most experienced person in Nigeria's history to talk about subsidies. And then you came into office and then you messed up when it comes to subsidies again. Nobody has had that opportunity. You got a 3rd chance, not even 2nd chance, 3rd in Nigeria's history. And then you came into office and then you still can't do anything about it. And we are still giving you excuses. Oh, it's the people he appointed, is this, is the one who sponsored the campaign, is this, is that, is this, is that. Okay. Now you say when you get out of office, you don't have to testify. You can't be called to witness or whatever way you framed it. Wouldn't it be better for you to say, I am willing to testify anywhere on earth because my hands are clean? I can testify against anybody in any case because I'm 100% clean, because I know where I stand.
All right. Thank you, Ralph.
So, no. So let me start by this. All right. Let me tell you, or let me repeat myself. What I said was the president granted an interview. And then in that interview, he made it clear that after office, and he goes back to Daura, that he will not come to the court to bear witness. He has all the records intact. Okay? That was what I said. And then in that statement, what I meant is a green light for people who are willing to change their ways, to understand that the president is aware of everything that is happening. He has his records. So in case you think he might save you at the end of the day or whatever, it's not going to happen. Do you understand? That is one. Okay? So secondly, you said the president was a petroleum minister twice before becoming the president. That is incorrect. He was Minister of Petroleum during the military regime and PTF chairman, not Minister of Petroleum. All right? Then 2015, he became the Minister of Petroleum and also as the president.
Sorry to interject. When he was military ruler, who was the petroleum minister then?
Who was what?
Who was petroleum minister when he was military ruler?
I don't think he was the Minister of Petroleum when he was the head of state.
All right.
I don't think so.
All right.
He was a Minister of Petroleum during Obasanjo's military regime, when Obasanjo was a head of state. Then during Abacha's time, he was the PTF chairman, Petroleum Trust Fund chairman, not the minister. So, and I also made it very clear that you might not get it all right as a leader. I also said he is not a superhuman. He's a human being. People can make mistakes. Sometimes I also said during campaign, out of excitement, out of, things happening around, you can make promises that when the time comes, you might find it very difficult to fulfill. I guess you're a married man. There are promises you make to your wife in bed that till date you have failed to fulfill. You understand? Because that time maybe they put your ear.
No, sir.
You just hey, I'll buy you a house in London. You just
no, I don't have that money. Sorry. No.
You will know when you make the promise.
No, no. Let's just get it facts. I'll deal with facts. Okay, somebody corrected me. Professor Tam David West was petroleum minister. So yes, you're right.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll give you that. So he was, but he's the most experienced petroleum minister in Nigeria's history, and he's still messed up. So, but still going by what you've said, Buhari doesn't have any excuse. I mean, other than one mistake that I've made, which is he has not been petroleum minister 3 times. He has been petroleum minister twice with access to PTF funds. He still has the most experience than anybody. So all this other people is up to other people to behave. When is it up to him to behave? When is it up to Buhari to behave? I don't know. I believe that's my final thing I would say. When is it up to Buhari to behave? When is it up to Buhari? That's all. Thank you.
All right. I think, Ralph, what you're saying, the buck should stop on his desk, at his desk. Is that what you're saying? That every responsibility.
The way I framed it, when is it up to Buhari? That's all I would say.
Okay.
Because it has been up to other people. So that's all I would say.
All right, let's go to James. You can, if you want to respond more to Ralph, you can add to that. James, your question.
Just in 20 seconds. Constitutionally, the president has the power, okay, to execute whatever comes to his desk. He has the constitutional power to hire. He also has the constitutional power to fire. All right? But I made it very clear from the beginning, the president is the type that feels if you are given a responsibility, you are old enough, you are matured enough to take responsibility. So don't convince him otherwise. You should do what is right. You understand? Just like when you are like this, you feel you are hungry, you need food, you go and look for food to eat. So why is it very difficult when you need to do the right thing and you don't do it? I also made it clear that the president meant well for this country, but the problem is the hands you got. Some of the hands are very bad, okay? And Dr. Damages asked me, so if you know the hands were bad, why happened? And I gave him reasons that this is politics. Sometimes selecting some of these people have to be done politically. But what people who sponsor politics are supposed to do is, if you love this country and you love the person you spent your money to succeed, to also make, impact in his administration, provide them with people that have good brains. Most importantly, okay, fine, some of them have good brains, but they are not patriotic. You need to love this country before you can do anything else. Primary aim is you have to become patriotic. Any other thing can follow. Any other thing is secondary. First, it should be the basis for appointment in this country should be the level of your patriotism as a Nigerian. With that alone, everything else will fall in place.
All right. James, your turn. Unmute yourself, James, please. Oh, okay, you're good. Go ahead. We can't hear you, James. All right, James, hold on. We have to try again. Neka, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. MC Tagwaya, I will just say thank you so much because you are not really here to kind of defend the president. You are not the president. You are just, it's just a wisdom that you were given from birth, that you were able to mimic him. And so, but with your presence here today, for me, as a person, you were able to highlight certain things about him that at least answered some of my personal questions for me. And what I mean by that is that we have at least 4 or 5 different types of leaderships. And what I'm getting from you today is that he has this laissez-faire style of leadership. And that really makes sense to me when I watch some of the things that he was doing. It really makes sense for me, given what you just said this morning. He has that laissez-faire attitude. And I think what I would say is that, because I'm not going to be here really crucifying you, you are not the president. You're just doing your art craft that you know how well to do. But what I would say is that some of the things that you did raise, it does make sense, because I've always said that as human beings, we need to have a level of integrity for us to do whatever we're doing in society. And I think that's where the problem is. And in your own case, you have just mentioned that he puts people there and he does expect them to carry out the job that he has given them. But where he fails and where he's then portraying that laissez-faire style of leadership is not going back to follow on into what he has given them to do. So it's like, in Hausa we say, "Ba komi." He doesn't really follow up with what he has assigned people to do. So I really do appreciate some of the things that you highlighted here has made me to start looking at him in a different way. And you're absolutely right when you say that people make promises, but when the time comes, it doesn't even only take a leadership to do that or a married man to do that. Many of us, we do make promises, but when time comes, we do fail to carry them out. Does that give anybody an excuse? Especially when we're in a country like Nigeria today, when everybody is suffering. I did expect him to do better, but then I'm not going to dab into his health, because maybe also his health affected some of the things that he was doing. So again, one thing that I really walk away with from what you said, he has a laissez-faire style of leadership. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Neka. You want to say something, MC? You want to respond? Okay.
It wasn't a question.
Yeah, it wasn't a question. No, I just wanted to know.
But
Yeah.
I really appreciate your understanding. Okay, I appreciate your understanding. I like people who don't just crucify people, but they give them, chances. All right, they give them chances. Now, leadership is something, if you are not in the system, you hardly can tell what is happening. All right? If you are not in a leadership position, you hardly can tell. From afar, you see it as a normal business. It's a very easy business. It's something you can do. It's nothing serious. And until when you get there, that is when you will understand that this is really, a serious business. It's a serious business because, I am sure the Nigeria the president knows before wasn't what he expected when he got to power. All right? Same thing, you come and say, when I become this, I'll be this, I'll be this. Until when you get there, some of us who are criticizing the president today, if they hand over the helms of power to you today to become the president of this country, you might do worse.
All right. James, you're next. We still cannot hear you, James. I'm not sure what's going on.
Mr. James should smile.
All right, you can hear me now.
Okay, we can hear him. He's in the Gambia. Okay, go ahead, James.
The fault is from my end. I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Go ahead.
This is the very first time I'm seeing this gentleman. I never knew, in fact, I knew nothing about his existence because of the place I live here. I live in the Gambia. I have very little or no contact with Nigeria. So I'm pleased to see you, gentleman.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, something struck me while I've been listening to you. I think there is need for you to separate your profession from your political beliefs. Because from what I'm seeing, you are married to somebody whose father also is in government. You seem not to be able to extricate yourself from government and your profession. In France, there's a lady they call Marine Le Pen. She's a politician. And her father is also a politician. They have diametrically opposite political views. Many people will feel very angry with you, not because you offended them, but you are defending the indefensible. This man called Buhari, as they rightly pointed out, was a minister for petroleum for quite some time. While he was there as Minister of Petroleum, 2.8 billion naira got lost. Fela sang with it all throughout his life before he died. He had the opportunity to head the Petroleum Trust Fund. It was rocked with nothing but scandals and scandals upon scandals. He came back again as head of state. The kind of money they spent on security is unquantifiable. So I think you should be able to call a spade, despite your filial relationship with the government. Because people are dying, people are suffering. They don't know what to do. They don't know if the government can. I mean, this man has been an unmitigated disaster to the country. So I've listened to, artists like Jimmy Cliff, Bob Marley, Eric Donaldson, and musicians of old.
Lucky Dube, to add a few.
They distance themselves completely from politics. They have nothing to do with government. Now, when you, I really don't, anyway, you know better. You are an adult. I wish you well in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, James. I was disappointed, James, that you didn't mention Portable, but MC.
I belong to the old school.
Because you can't talk about music today without mentioning Portable. I mean, what are you?
I'm sorry. I belong to the old school.
Don't worry, James. I'm just playing. Don't worry. You don't need to know him.
Respect on that name. He's a title holder, please. He's a title holder now. He's a chief.
I think I need to thank our dad, for his advice. But unfortunately, what I do cannot go away from politics. I am married to an official of the government. I'm married to the daughter of an official of the government after I have become what I am. Okay? I've been known, I've been popular. People know what I was doing even before I got married to her. So it is very difficult for me to move away from issues that has to do with national, interests or politics. All right? Who knows? By the virtue of what I do, maybe one day I become the president of this country. So who knows whether this is a training ground for me? So I can't move away from it. All right? When you ask, there's no way you can have a Buhari that cannot talk about government, that cannot talk about politics, that cannot talk about defending his government and all of that. Then the act cannot be complete. Okay? I'm out of character now. I'm talking to you as a normal Nigerian now. And what I'm giving you are my personal opinions. They might be right, they might be wrong. Okay? But they are my opinions. All right? So it's hard for me to move away from politics and say I will not talk about politics. I will not, even when I decide not to. Okay, fine. Would therefore say, no, we just want to talk about your career and where are we now? Do you understand? Where are we? We are deep into politics. Eh? Somebody that even came, his name on the stuff is Kwankwaso Idaho. Dahosa, right? The first question he asked me was about politics. So how do I go away from that? Do you understand? How do I go away from that? You know, somebody said Buhari is a complete failure. He has failed and all of that's an opinion, all right? And I said it even before we got to this time that from my preamble, I made it very clear that everybody makes mistakes, okay? I am not telling you that Buhari has not made mistake, all right? I'm also not telling you that this is one of the best governments that Nigeria ever had, all right? But then, you know, it is what it is.
All right. Thank you so much. I know you have to run, and we are over our time, but I will let Kene. I think Kene is the last person here. Kene.
Yeah, he has
Kene.
been booty since.
Kene, Kene, go ahead.
Good day, Dr. Damages. Good day, everyone. Mr. MC Tagwaye.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm surprised to know that you are my brother.
I am.
Yes, Nando is one of the towns from the Umuigwedo clan. And I was surprised when you stated that P2B did not do anything for your town during his tenure as the governor. I will disagree with you on that. I'm not trying to go personal, but I know you are not here for politics, but like you said, opinion is opinion, but fact is fact. So let's talk about fact a little bit here. I remember that around the Anambra East area, they do have this frequent or seasonal problem with flood. And P2B was the one that fixed that problem of flood, which Nando was part of. P2B could not work in each and every town. He tried his best. In short, as far as I'm concerned, I've been working when I was in Nigeria, I always work as hard work staff with the INEC. And P2B was the only person that I've casted my vote for. Actually, two people, P2B and Donald Trump, you know. So now, P2B could not fix each and every town. He tried his best as a governor. I was also opportune to work in Katsina State, from Malumfashi, Basari, to even Katsina. During the census, 2006 census, I was posted there as a supervisor, and I knew what happened there. I don't want to say everything on air, but I know what happened. That was when I detest Nigerian politicians. They are not just human beings. They are blood-sucking demons. I know two Edo staff that we lost there, and I know what happened to them. And one of those people that we are accusing is part of the Buhari's government, but I don't want to go there. Now, and I like when you responded to someone when they asked you about, you answering questions for Buhari, and you stated that that you think that your answers better suits the question than Buhari would have responded to, because you see yourself as a youth, and there could be some things trending, among the youth that the president could not be able to, articulate. And you are saying that because you think that the youth understand the present Nigeria better than the old ones. And I ask you, why do you think that Tinubu should be the president when we have the younger generation also vying for the same position, since you believe that the older generation might not be able to understand the youth than the youth understand it itself? Dr. Lomeji, just a minute, please.
Let him.
I think for the interest of Nigerians, I think the youth should be given the chance. Now, going back to history, talking about the opinion and fact. Fact remains that in 1980s, Buhari's government was a kind of tyrannical government. Buhari, in short, was a dictator. And it's so quite unfortunate that Nigerians don't read history. So if Buhari was a mistake in 1980s, why did we repeat the same mistake in this time? So Buhari shouldn't have come back the second time, but obviously Nigerians then don't know history. So that is why we keep repeating the same mistakes again. Buhari was a mistake. To today, Buhari is still a mistake. There is nothing good that comes from Buhari. Tell me one singular thing that is of national interest that Buhari has done for Nigerians. Let's forget about 80s. Let's talk about his present administration. One single thing that is of the national interest, not something that is of the northern or the Islamic or the Niger, Castina, Axis interest. I'm talking about national interest. I don't want you to talk about second Niger bridge because we know who started it. So thank you. I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
All right, I was right. I told you that I saw him booting, and he has finished booting. All right. So let me start by, I visit Nando frequently. Okay, so if Peter Obi did anything in my own village, I am from there. I go by road. I don't take chopper to my village. I go by road. Okay, so I know what is there. I know what I can see. I know what I cannot see. I know who did and who did it. You understand? So during that, I know he can't touch every community. Okay, I know he can't touch every community or maybe probably every town. He must know. But he didn't do it to me. And I also said, if you remember, that doesn't mean he has not worked in other places, but not to my knowledge. Okay? Not to my knowledge. Now, talking about the youth, what I said about the youth is, I didn't say that the old ones are the ones that understand Nigeria or they are the ones that should continue. That wasn't what I said. What I said was, you need to serve. Onye feze eze loyaka. You need to serve before you be served. Okay? The same people who are taking leadership today, 20 years ago, they were serving. They were nobody. They were also agitating to take over power. But it wasn't possible. Okay? It wasn't possible. So they have to manage, because some of these people, because of the sweetness of power and what have you, they don't want to give up. The only thing that can make them give up is nature. And it's only nature that will retire them. Do you understand? In the next 8 years now, you can't see Atiku running for president. It's not possible. Okay? In the next 8 years, you can't see another Tinubu running for president. There's nothing they can do about it. They have to allow others that are coming in to come in. They didn't want to let go on their own, but nature will have to decide it for them. Do you understand? So, as a matter of fact, I'm a youth, yes. But then, I will repeat the same adage I told Dr. Damages. Ucheke jana dikema. You don't just come and meet a warrior and call it. No, it's with sense. The way and manner the youth are taking it today, it's not going to be possible. Politics is all about number. If you bring out a youth candidate today and say this is what you become, this is what you become, fine. And then somebody who is 90 years old or 100 years old now uses money to win the election, what will you do? It's about the mindset of our people. Do you understand? It's about the mindset of our people. People have decided to just be the way they are. They don't want anything to change. That's how they want it to just continue to go. I supported Jack Rich during the primary elections. I supported him. Why? Because I felt the president is going to, make a history of maybe choosing a youth. Jack Rich is 47. That was the person I supported in the primary. Okay? But it didn't happen because politics is not run that way. We were depending on the president, pointing somebody that this is the president, to endorse somebody, but it wasn't done that way. And then when those who knows the politics press one or two buttons, we are nowhere to be found. You understand? So I hope and I wish and I believe in Nigeria will come. When the time comes, you remember all these things I'm talking about. Somebody who is a governor today in 99 might be a councillor or nothing. He was even nothing. But today he's a governor. Do you understand? So all these things are things I consider when I talk or when I make decisions. There is nothing wrong with Peter Obi. The same way they were yearning for Peter Obi now, in 2015, if you talk bad about Buhari, somebody might even leech you. You understand? The same Peter Obi can come. The same Nigerians will also condemn and say he's not getting it right. It's not. So, look, it is not all. It's all that we see is not what comes out as reality. You understand? It's not. All we need to pray, we just need to pray that God should bless us with good leaders and then, make our country great. And, most of the time, we are the ones that even make the mistake by ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you.
I think my time is...
yeah, your time is up. I know somebody just
Mr. Omori want to shoot me. I don't know. Should I wear vests?
Someone just joined us. I don't know if Dr. Deployer, you have a time for him. But before you go, can you take
really
him?
Need to go.
I know you are over time. Let me just say this final thing, okay? I know you've not been in character since we started this interview.
And I'm not gonna be.
Oh, I wanted you to say one thing, just one line while you are in character. Just one line. And that line is that I want you to say on May 29, 2023, you won't have President Muhammadu Buhari to kick around anymore.
I'm not going to say that.
All right. I tried. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. And
I appreciate that.
My sister, Neka.
I appreciate that. Okay. And
thank you, sir.
Thank you for giving us a piece of lecture about how the politics is being played in that part of the world.
Now you are more of a position of a comedian. Today, I know you are more of a position of a comedian.
All right. So stand by, my people. We will have a little conversation after this. Okay, just 1 second. We'll just have a little conversation. All right.
Darling boy, still writing letter to the president. Dele Momodu, letter to the president.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. President.
Malaikum salam.
Mr. President, it is time for us to begin preparations for the debate, sir.
What debate? What debate?
Sir, it is time for us to start for the 2019 presidential debate.
Kai, did I tell you I'm running for president again?
Sir, it is important that we start early, sir.
Did I tell you I'm running for president again?
Sir, in order for you, it is not for you to say, sir. In order for you to be ahead of the competition, you have to start early, sir.
Get out of my office.
Wallahi, sir, it is very important that you start the preparation.
Get out of my
office. I will go and tell Alhaji Dawura.
Dawura?
Yes, sir.
Dawura sent you?
I have that Alhaji Dawura on speed dial. I can call him right now, sir. It is important that I...
Okay. There was a knock on the door.
So I will go and get him. Mr. President, Your Excellency.
Yes. Who was on the door?
Sir, it is your wife, Aisha.
Forget about her.
Okay, sir.
What Daura said to me?
Sir, it is very important that you start your preparations. We were going to start with the drawing of the map of Nigeria.
Listen. I was governor of a state. I was a minister. I was head of state. I know everything about Nigeria. I can debate anybody.
Sir, I do not doubt all these things, sir. Wallahi, I swear to you, are the best leader Nigeria ever have. But if you could just show me the map of Nigeria on this thing, sir. Just show the rest of Nigeria that you have degree, sir. It's only right. Sir, I will not look. If it pleases you, I will not look, sir. I will look together.
All right. So, thank you guys for being here.
Please, I have a headache. Please don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to hear from every side. and talk about. I've been trying to get government officials to come on this show, and it's been difficult. Um,
They will still answer you. The time will soon. The time will still be here. That will be patient. And a campaign goes to start. They will respond to you quick when the time comes.
So
you just got one. You just got a
Right.
government official.
No, he's not speaking for the president, you know. So
But you got a government official. He spoke well,
He
very
can't speak
articulately
otherwise.
for a government for official. So,
Yes, he can't speak otherwise.
and no, obvious. Stop putting words for the man. He's a grown up. He can speak for himself. And you saw part of Nigeria's problem. Some people were switching to what he was saying. Like, oh yes, Buhari is this. My question is, Buhari says he has 150 cows. The man has 150 cows. He has a farm. So based on what our brother said, if Buhari appoints somebody to take care of his cows, using the same standard he's using to run the country, right? And he start to do the toothpick thing, and the person is taking care of his cows, the cows start catching disease, is sick, is not doing a good job. Will Buhari relax and be picking the toothpick, or will he bring Koboko out? And what are you doing with my cows? Is that how he will look at the person? But we will now be saying, well, it's okay. It's okay if he's running the country like that because, yes, he's trying. He's managed now. It's the people that he appointed. They are mismanaging it. It's not Buhari. He's a good leader. Okay. The man has how many over-experience? That guy had over-experience to be president, and he messed up, and we allow it. And it's okay. Once one spokesman come here and start giving us whatever excuses, and then we are fine with it, and we accept. So we deserve what we get, and then we are explaining for the man. Well, it's a government spokesman, so I'm happy that he came. Though I'm happy because I like seeing them come here, speak for who they are working for, and I'm like, that's good. Let people see it and hear from them, and then if people want to defend and support them,
Can I please add that I don't think in any way that this guy was kind of defending Buhari that he did well. And I don't think that any of us here is walking out to say, yes, Buhari did not make awful mistakes. He did. So I don't think
Madam,
think
it's not mistakes.
Hold on, can I finish?
No.
I don't
You are
think
changing my words. You change what I said.
No, I don't think that this
You
man.
change what I said there.
I don't think that he in any way has anything to do with the government. That somebody is portraying somebody. It's not like any of us could bring Trevor Noah here and ask Trevor Noah to, with all his mimicking with Donald Trump, to defend what Donald Trump was doing and all that. I think he spoke well. And I don't really think that from what I understand him saying, that he's defending Buhari with all the mistakes and all the things that Buhari has done. He's just trying to portray what the little he understands about him. I think that's what it is.
Madam,
Madam,
sorry. Madam, sorry.
Question.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree on this, right?
Wait, one by one, please.
This guy, Joe.
No, until I call you so that we can have an order here. Okay, Raf, let me just get Raf to finish up because it looks like she was responsible, Raf. Then I will go to other people. Go ahead.
Okay. Madam Neka said if you bring Trevor Noah here, Trevor Noah is not mimicking anybody. J.L. Corvin made money from mimicking Donald Trump, all the Republicans early in the pandemic. That's a mimicker. Trevor Noah does social commentary. That's two different people. Now, if you bring Trevor Noah here, Trevor Noah is not going to start saying, Republicans were okay. It was okay for Donald Trump Donald Trump is this type of leader. It wasn't his fault that 500,000 people died. He's not going to start making excuses. That's not the Trevor Noah's style. But let's come to your profession. You're in the medical field. You are saying mistakes. I don't know how people keep throwing mistakes for a leader of a country. There's a reason why I brought the cows, because Buhari owns a farm. The man specifically said how Buhari's leadership is. And it's always the same thing. If you go read the article from Rudolph, help me. Is it Newsweek, the old news magazine that we had in Nigeria? Is it Newsweek or Newswatch?
Newswatch.
Newswatch. There's an article from when Buhari was PTF chairman. And that article talked about Buhari doing the same thing, where it's always people under him that are at fault, not Buhari. But he appoints the people, and it was his chief of staff that all the arrows were pointing at. And I read that article when I was a teenager, and I was like, what's going on? I didn't understand then. Now, let's come to medical. So if a medical doctor makes mistakes and a patient dies, we're going to say, well, he made a mistake now. It's okay. Well, no repercussions to come. We're going to put hands down, Abi. That's how we act. But for a president of a country, mistakes is how many thousands of Nigerians have died this year? Oh, but it's the person he appointed. So he sits back, he's this, he's that, he's that, he start listening. Why are you defending him?
You know that you and I
like James said. No, wait first now. Like James said, if you are in an art form, you are doing an art. You can separate your art from the politics. That's what he should be doing. But the moment he took it on himself to defend Buhari, he is defending the government. That is what he chose to do.
I don't think so. Ralph,
okay.
You and I are saying the same thing.
Madam, all right.
You and I are saying the same thing. This guy is just performing. He is not in Buhari's cabinet. He did say that Buhari do not follow up accountability. He clearly said it here. You and I are saying the same thing. I'm not giving Buhari a pass.
I am not saying the same. So what type of leader does that make the man to you?
Okay,
That's what I'm asking.
Okay, hold on.
We are saying the same thing.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. There are other people here, but let's. I want us to kind of narrow it down to the act. Let's watch this video. That may help us.
Absolutely fantastic. Better. Where you from?
Spain.
I love Spain.
Don't forget to vote. Vote for Hillary.
We're down to the wire.
Yay!
8 days left to go, so this is the final push.
We're from Venezuela.
I love Venezuela. You have so much oil.
Can't wait for November 8th.
Only that's not Hillary Clinton.
Right in the kisser.
That's not Donald Trump.
I need more hairspray.
They're actors, impersonators getting the last laugh out of this race.
No way.
One of them could be out of a job in 8 days' time, the other on a pathway to stardom.
Putin and I are having a great time. We worked everything out. I let him have Syria.
Political impressions are a boom and bust business.
All right. So we have to always put it in context. It's a lot difficult. I know I'll come to you, James. It's a lot difficult to do some of these things in Africa compared to if you are in the Western world. There are things that you can do in the West that most of the people who might want to impersonate or mimic, he couldn't even use the word impersonate. He couldn't even allow me to use that word. He said it's mimic, but it's the reality of the environment. All right, James, go ahead. Oh, James, you are back to no. We're not hearing you. Omori, let's hear it from you.
I'm sorry. The fault is from this end.
Oh, okay, James. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
The gentleman got himself mixed up with his politics. I remembered when I was in Nigeria, donkey years ago, there were programs like Cockroach at Dawn, Zebrudayah's Masquerade, Dr. Bassi's Village Headmaster, Demudia, Hotel de Jordan. These guys were world-class comedians by our own. They were world-class comedians. They were able to carry the entire nation along, but they were not in any, at least perceptible way, associated with any politician or politics. This guy certainly has political ambition, from what I can see, and he's here to promote himself. I thought we were bringing him here as a comedian, a Nigerian who has made his mark in the field of comedy. But anyway, he could not draw the line separating his comedy from his political ambition. This is what I see. Anybody can dream in this world we live in, but not all dreams come true. Buhari is a catastrophic disaster to the whole of Africa, not Nigeria alone.
All right. I forgot, Dr. Deployer. I'm so sorry that you didn't get a chance to speak to our guest. I can see you. Maybe we give you the chance to speak now. Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Guys in the house, good evening from here. I'm speaking from Birmingham, United Kingdom.
Okay, nice to have you.
Yeah. Fortunately, I came in a few minutes late before this guy left, but I was actually able to capture a few words he made before leaving. The point is, we the people, with the Nigerians of this age, this 21st century, we will force change into Nigeria, whether they like it or not. And that change Nigerians are forcing into Nigeria will revolve the whole of Africa. Dr. Damages, you showed Trump being, impersonated kind of by somebody who is doing something TC, I don't know his name, was doing to Buhari. You should know that if that guy tomorrow, if Trump goes wrong, he will be proud to stay in your line or CNN outlet to say what Trump did is very, very wrong. We still have this culture of African, covering where you feed your stomach from. And that is, you want to defend that area. But what Africans don't know, or what we Nigerians don't know, is that Nigeria was not meant to be the way it is today. Because 50, 60 years ago, there was a direction where we were going as human beings. All of a sudden, we derailed to go to where we are. People children who is 30 years old who do know that there was a time in Nigeria you have public pumps on the road on some roads in Nigeria. You have public pumps. Lights couldn't go anyhow. There are things that were in place which the white people left, and our parents wanted to continue with that system. Eventually, these guys came and messed it up. So what is here is that if somebody like Peter Obi, let me just use him as an example. Someone like Peter Obi, or someone like Omoyele Sowore sometime, or even this dispensation, all these people with 21st century mentality happens to take power in Nigeria. There are laws that people will begin to ask for, promulgation of laws. In a situation where you go to a state and kill 40 people, 60 people, you don't have any flour dropped at that position where people are killed. You don't have memories. These things are things people can push on. And the president of the 21st century will listen that this thing can be done, because life of everybody is the same thing with the life of a white person. Just for instance, I'm not deviating, guys, don't just be offended. I just want to, pick this picture so that we can get where we're going and how we're going to be in Nigeria in the future, which these people must have to obey. He was saying that we will stay and allow nature to take them before they will evacuate power. No, we can't be waiting for nature to take Tinubu, nature to take Atiku before you begin to progress. When Gowon came to power, how old was he? When IBB came to power, how old was he? Was he waiting for nature to take Azikiwe and the rest before they came, or Tafawa Balewa? No, you can't wait for nature. The revolution that is coming will have to change things for good. Because you can't tell me that if I take my son now to go to Kano State, and then I want to go and watch Kano Pillars playing football, I enter the stadium, I'm saying I'm buying tickets, and you are buying tickets with the name written Abacha International Stadium. My son will be asking me, what is the meaning of Abacha? For instance, I'm not giving you an instance of real Nigeria that we need to change. Whether you're from the north, you're from the east, you're from the south. It's a mentality that only people of the 21st century can listen and know that it was changing. And then I'll tell my son, oh yeah, he's the criminal who has stolen Nigerian trillions. The money you saw last 2 weeks that was repatriated from America, Switzerland, and it's coming from this man. My son will ask me, why is his name in the National Stadium in Kano? What does it mean? What does it portray? Is he an icon? There are things that we need to hide away from. And some people are defending such a thing. If you are a criminal, there are so many titles that need to be drawn and taken out of people. who have received titles without merit in Nigeria. And we need people like P2B, Omoyele Sowore, and whosoever is young. I don't know their name. I just pray that, you know, something better happens. We come and listen. People can begin to have a lot of debate so that they don't go to the House of Senate and you see people wearing about 40 years of cloth, sleeping in Senate, sleeping in the House of Rep, and you say they are lawmakers. Lawmakers are supposed to go to that country with T-shirts. That's what they're supposed to go to. You don't need to go and you see people where our house is a shame. When you look at our house preliminaries, when they are there sitting, you see how they sit like people who are in their comfort zones. I've never seen anything like that in Nigeria. And because this stupidity has taken a long time, that is why you see somebody like the what do you call Festus Aikomo, who do you call him, the guy that is working with APC. He changed from white to automatically dark and dark. He can come to the public and tell you something that somebody will say, and the police will come there and take the person to prison. Because they have stabilized Nigeria, that you can just come and say that 40 billion that was given to me yesterday to buy books for students. I was just going and the money fall from my pocket and all of them disappeared. When they carry them to heaven, everybody will clap and it will be a joke because they tried it, it worked. That is why you see people, Dino Malay fainting. He fainted a few days ago. Now he's talking papa. People like you, Dr. Damages, people like you and those in Nigerian mainstream media should be showing videos when you say certain things about somebody. You bring in video of when he said A and now that he said B. That is what is missing in Nigerian media. You know, you cannot do much like someone like you, but those big TV houses don't do it. When CNN is telling you something about Tinubu of today, they will go and tell you when Tinubu said Nigeria is not working 40 years ago. He made that statement. When they say something about Nnamdi Kanu fighting for Biafra, they will go and bring something when Nnamdi Kanu was still fighting for Nigeria in London here, defending Nigeria. So this video should be captured to be able to carry people along. You don't, our journalists most of them doesn't know how to work. You just, this brand envelope, you tell them what to do. They sit there interviewing people. You don't bring what that person said yesterday. A part of our history that was thrown away. We keep history. And this 21st century will make sure that Nigeria gets better. Either they follow the way it was before, or they divide it everybody to his end, or Israel. I thank you all. Continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go to Omori. Oh, there are people who have not yet said anything. Omori, I will give you the chance. I'll come to you over here. Go ahead, Omori.
Thank you once again, Doctor. I think the guy, you know, missed the point. I thought he was there in his capacity as in capacity to mimic other people, but he was here more of a spokesman to Buhari than Buhari. You know, me as more than a comedian. And again, I was taken aback when he started, you know, behaving more of a politician. He was trying to be more Catholic than the Pope. I understand one thing, that politics is an ubiquitous phenomenon. And a man is a political animal. The more you try to get away from it, the more you get involved in politics. Even when you try to say, I'm not going to vote, indirectly you have actually voted for somebody. If you try to boycott some political gathering or meetings, actually, you're actually giving power to those that are attending the meeting. I understand that fact, that you cannot run away absolutely from politics. But today, instead of behaving like the comedian that he is, he was behaving like the additionals of this world and the Garu, they call him of this world. You know, I think that was where he shot himself in the foot. Me, I was surprised. I was surprised. And again, like I said yesterday, this gentleman that just spoke last, has just spoken a lot of, you know, the things I wanted to say. Where do we begin to, you know, the other thing he said that really surprised me, that Tinubu serve. Who did Tinubu serve? Do we know to be houseboys to Buhari's and I think that is exactly what he's doing at the moment. You know, to pave his to pave the way for his political future. Because he also came here to expose himself that he's actually more important in politics than in comedy. In the no distant time, he might be one of our governors. And you know, I'm not against that. I'm not against that. But telling us to go and serve, to go wash plates for them before we can take our country back, it's not what we want right now. Desperate situation, deserve desperate measures. We are either by hook or by crook. We are ready to take our country back. We have been deceived. We have been cajoled. We have been gullible, subservient, and taken for a ride for too long. We are not. See, who did the Tinubu serve? Tinubu deceived me. I followed Tinubu or Shomole and Co. They made me understand they were fighting for democracy. They used us to chase away IBB and Abacha. They are becoming worse than Abacha and IBB. They chased away from this thing. So we are not ready to serve anybody. They were in Nadeco. We were the youth wing of Nadeco on campuses. Today, Shomole in my state is more than Abacha. What Shomole has taken from my state is more than what Abacha has stolen. What Tinubu has stolen from Lagos is more than what IBB stole from Nigeria. So who are they telling us to go and serve? I asked that gentleman again, who did Tinubu serve? I didn't see Tinubu serving anybody. Either he made some noise for the restoration of June 12 democracy. Is that the service is talking about? When you talk about service, is it service to these oppressors or service to the people? On this case, I rest my note. Thank you once again, Dr. Damages, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Well, let's hear from people we've not heard from. Ovia, go ahead.
Well, first thing first, I would like to clear. Trevor Noah worked for the Democrat establishment. I don't care how you guys want to put it. He's a spokesperson for the Democrat establishment. Point and black. If we argue that one on another day, but I'm ready for it. Again, come to our guests. As usual, we Nigerians, we like to take the easy way out, which is to complain and criticize. What I take from what the MC put to us is exposing how the system actually works. Somebody was asking, I think it's this profile, if Forefather become the president, is he not going to perform? I think it's Eurodov. He is not going to perform. Because to become a president, it costs. It costs money and it costs a lot. Trust me. No matter how well you mean for the people, by the time you embark on this journey, I don't care who you are. You have to serve those that actually make it possible for you to be there first, before the citizen. And how do you serve them? How do you pay them back? Now, by this appointment that guy is referring to, if you are a president and I did so much to make you get to that seat, and I recommend the Minister of Finance for you, guess what? That minister is going to take breakfast from my house first, even before I come to you as a president. That is how the game is built to work. So it doesn't matter all this, Guarinade. No, I don't care. Let's say Peter B is coming back as our next president. They see him as an outsider. Yeah, he's young as well and all that. Now, we're saying that these obedience who they shout for street go make him president. There are men behind the scene who are putting billions together, who are doing everything to make sure he serves their interests. And once he got there, forget it. He answers to them first before us. That is how the system is built. So we could stop today. It's easy for us to complain. I keep saying that's the easiest thing to do. The next thing is to enter street and protest. That's the easiest thing. But I believe for us to come together and put our grievances into action, that's where the problem is. And guess what? These men who are playing this game are putting in billions in place every day to make sure we never come together. It is a game. People will always die. I don't care how you do it. People will die because now they play the game. Now we go die, whether we like it or not. It's part of the process. So the system we are in now, it's a long thing. It will take before we actually achieve the Nigeria that we want. Unless we come together, one way or the other, however we want to start them and stand the test of time and disrupt the system. If we continue like this, I don't care who you are, how qualified you are, you will be docile to those people who make it possible for you to be there because it costs. It costs money.
Okay, can I say something? Can I go ahead?
Sorry, I muted myself. So I hope that MC Tagway will come back to follow up with this. When he talked about that the youths of the past were protesting for change, just as the youth of today protesting for change. I would like to remind him that the youth of then actually were successful in truncating the bad governance then. When the likes of Chuku Manzogu, Emmanuel Ifajuna and co, they led a successful coup to truncate the useless government then. So, and it's quite unfortunate that the youth of today are not even trying to do up to 50% of what the youth of then did. Now, taking him back to the Igbo adage that he said, Onye fe eze elie, right? The same Igbo, I want him to listen to this. The same Igbo adage said that Asakota eze anya, ekpulu nketa gwe oku. You don't keep taking all the bullshit from the bad and incompetent king. Sometimes you need to put baskets to talk to the king. King, you are messing up. It's time for you to exit. You know, that is in Igbo. You know, we do it in our place. So now, I like what Mr. James, you know, is trying to put in place, trying to let him know the line between his career as a comedian and a politician, which he failed to, you know, put a clear demarcation in. However, if you really follow MC Tagwaya, I don't want to go personal to his career anyway, but I just want to let us know what I think he has been. I've followed his comedy show, and I've understood that though he tried to be a comedian, but it's a kind of, he displayed a kind of a flattery, a kind of comedy to the, you know, it's a kind of psychophancy. Let me just call it what it is. I'm trying to use another word for, you know, from psychophancy. He's just a psychophant, a psychophant when it comes to all those people that he look up to. I cannot fear a useless eze. I look up to somebody that I will be able to learn from. I can't serve somebody that I'm better off. I can't serve an incompetent, clueless, and mediocre a kind of king. I will serve a competent king, a smarter king that I will be able to learn from. So people like me cannot serve Buhari. I cannot serve anybody in that APC. I haven't even seen anyone. You know, I'm among them. But let's be frank to ourselves. This guy is a politician. He's speaking for himself. He's paving a way for whatever he thinks he will be able to attain in future through the line of politics. That's what it is. We all find it very easy to say things that we cannot do. It is always easy. You come online, you say it is the you know, trying to be holier than thou. When you know that giving you that opportunity, you will never be able to perform even half of what the person you are trying to condemn did. Now, this guy, just like many Nigerian youths, are all seeking for their pockets. Nobody is sincere enough to serve the country. However, I see a little sincerity in Peter Obi. I've watched Anambra politics very, very closely. I know Peter Obi. I know how he managed Anambra State. And I strongly believe that given the opportunity to serve this country, you know, Nigeria, he would do better than, what is his name? Atiku, right? Or Kwankwaso.
All right. All right. On that note, I want us to briefly, because the next time we'll meet again will be on Saturday, to touch on some of the developing stories between yesterday and today. Talking about P2B, let me play a video of what happened, I think today or yesterday, people on the street trying to prove that P2B has followers beyond people online. Let's switch. All right, that was I think that was yesterday. Yeah, hold on. Before anybody respond, let me play another video. This one is also something developing from Lagos State, there were people trying to buy billboards, so put up billboards in support of P2B, and they were not allowed. This is the audio of the recording.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, sorry please, I missed your call.
Yeah. My name is Olaleke from Ekpe.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I want to make inquiries about your billboard in Aitoro.
Okay.
So, how much is it? And how available is it?
Well, for now, it's available.
Okay.
It's 4 million per annum.
4 million per annum.
Yes, sir.
So
What brand are you putting on it?
It's for politics anyway.
Politics.
Yeah.
What party?
Labour Party.
Labour Party.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're gonna accept
Why?
Labour Party. Well, we have internal control issues from Lagos State signage.
Okay.
And it's becoming a serious issue.
So internal control in what way?
Like they are not giving us room to advertise other parties.
Aside from
APC.
Oh, that's an obnoxious one now.
Yeah, we all know. We all know. Even the governorship aspirant for PDP came on the air to give his view as regards the terrible state of things as regards that.
That's fun. That's a funny one.
It's not a good one at all.
It's not a good one at all. All right. Dr. Deployer, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I think this will be my last input because I'll be going to I'm on night shift. I believe in the next few minutes. Yeah, these are parts of what we need. A government with 21st century idea needs to correct, because to correct a system that is wrong, you don't correct it for yourself. You correct it for the future. You go to America, you have right to protest. Nobody shoots you. Nobody kills you. Those who did it didn't do it for that very period. They did it for the years to come. And the reasons why, what Nigerians should know, that now they have seen opportunity to have a third force or fourth force, as the case may be. When you have forces like that you can crowd, you have showed a video. There are a lot of other videos online, like Benue State, like Onitsha, like Enugu, which I saw. I spent a lot of time going through these videos. What Nigerians should know, that when people come on the street, abandon what they are doing, their work, their job, especially students who are at home for the past 7 months, you should know that this is opportunity for you to say no to all those 5,000, 20,000, 30,000. Not for your own not for you going back to school, but rather for the time you will have to have your own children when we are gone. Because this is 50 years project, 100 years project. That is what is about to happen now. If people come on board and put somebody on power in power, you have the right to demonstrate when P2B or whosoever or Showore or whosoever is going wrong, derailing. You come on the street like the way they did it in Thailand. If you watch protests in Thailand, whenever they want to change their president, you see that red color or you see yellow color, and they will fill the street. When the pressure becomes more, the president will say goodbye. People with 21st century are the only people who can put a new law, new rules and regulation through our house, so that if you are doing the things in a very wrong way, you can be able to say, I quit, resign. Nigerians don't know what is resign, because Nigerians, that is why they jump from APC in the morning. In the afternoon, they are in PDP. In the night, they are in PRP, because they don't have an agenda. They don't have a goal. They don't have what they are going to defend. They don't understand politics. Politics, you have to have something that you want to defend that cannot work with the other side, no matter. There's no how a Democrat will jump into becoming a Republican, because their ideology is different. It can never work. That is why they jump in from in and out. So what we are seeing is very, very good that people are doing it. Like what Kaduna state government have just done. The very governor who told us how much he was paying to terrorists to come and kill Nigerians, not to kill Nigerians anymore, that I'm paying them for them to go. This was many years ago. That's why I say videos of what somebody said yesterday should always be in when somebody is saying different thing today. Those videos where El-Rufai was saying all those things, how much he was paying, how he was bragging, how Jonathan was so stupid that the government was tampering terrorists, they have collected many states. These are videos that's supposed to be online. Now that he has come to say that the terrorists he brought in from Sahel, from Gambia, from Senegal, from all the rest of, what do you call it, Sahel, those same terrorists now, he's telling us that they have control of half of Kaduna, and those people doesn't want election to hold in Nigeria. This is area they are gradually trying to come in so that they can bring in their own brothers and sisters who they have kept in the Nigerian military, because they have resigned many people from the south, southwest, many years ago. If you look at the retirement, people they resign from the army. These are people from the other side of Nigeria. So now what is planning is that to make Nigeria in a situation of non-governable. That's why El-Rufai, the very man who lists everything that is wrong in Nigeria, has made it first. And he has decided not to allow Labour Party to come to Kaduna State to do the same thing they are doing in every state. You know, so this is something Nigerians should be worried about. And Nigerians should begin to tell them that that idea will not work. This idea of trying to create an artificial unrest in the northern states it's not going to work, because when Jonathan said there will be their problem in Maiduguri, he was shouting like a hot dog that there should be election, this and that, this and that. Today he is the person propagating that there is a problem in the north, election will not hold, because he has seen that the wind of change is coming and people want to take power by their hand. Nigerians, wherever you are listening to my voice, I encourage you guys, take this power by your hand, because if you do, if after 1 year or 2 years, whosoever enters there don't even want to know whether it's P2B, whether it's Showore, whether it's PDP and all these criminals who has been dealing with Nigerian people, Nigerian future, we don't talk about them. Whoever is entering there, if he enters there and he does something you don't like, you come to the street, they will not kill you like how they killed NSAS. They won't come with open bullets to kill you, because what they did in NSAS, pay them back now. This opportunity for Nigerian youth to pay them back in that NSAS incident. May God bless you all. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. All right, we have to round up in the next 30 minutes. So I want everybody to be brief. I know this is exciting time and topics. Okay, let's hear from people who are joining us for the first time. CM, go ahead. So CM is drinking coffee. The priest of peace, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. It's been a while I contributed here. I've been very, very busy. Okay, my brother, I want Nigerians to understand one thing. These people are playing a script that most of us don't even understand this script. But this is my take. El-Rufai is among the oligarchy that brought in the terrorists. Because they wanted power, they brought in the terrorists. They want to keep the power, they increase the terrorism. And now they want to hold on to this power. They want to destroy everything. My problem is our people attach so much, invest so much emotion into what is going on. Take it, research it. 40% of the whole 700 plus local government in Nigeria is under terrorist enclave. Now, this is their playbook. My prayer is that this election will hold. And I use in quotes. And I said my prayer. But I foresee, I'm not a prophet, but this is what my instinct is telling me. If P2B and the movement that is going on, if they eventually make it to happen, Take it from me, they will not let go. What happened in 1993 will repeat itself. Because these guys have done so much. They have done so much that the only remedy, the only way out for them is to continue to hold on to this, or else they are ready to destroy everything. But we'll keep praying.
All right, thank you. Thank you, the priest.
Thank you so much.
All right, CM.
Thank you, Rudolph, and good evening, everybody. Sorry, I just came almost 9 minutes. My contention or my line of logic has always been that Nigeria has been on the path to recovery up until 2014, when Jonathan organized the conference in which, according to Barrister Michael Zekome, SAN, he said for the first time in Nigerian conference, he has been attending since 1995 up till Obasanjo's own. He said they agreed on every single item without voting on it. It was consensus. And they agreed on over 1,000 items. In fact, to the extent that they agreed that Nigerian states should be semi-autonomous, to the extent that if a state cannot be able to bear the burden, the administrative burden, they are free to merge with a neighboring state to be able to sustain themselves. In fact, they so made it that if they put that document in place, there will be peace, because you are more like a country on your own. Every state is more like its own country. The only thing you look up to federal government is immigration, defense, foreign affairs, and monetary system, something like this. You see, but APC, because of this colonization they want to bring in, they capitalized on it and then drafted a very good manifesto. The manifesto that, if you look at it from wherever you look at it, you can't fault them. I remember, I remember vividly the picture of Ushibajo going to market Balogu, even Ojualaba, telling traders that when they get in, they will bring dollar to 1 naira so that you can import your goods. And people were clapping. But when they came in, they abandoned this excellent manifesto. Remember, somebody like Pat Yotomi was part of APC. They helped to craft it. Pat Yotomi is still a Nigerian that, at least to some extent, or to a greater extent, he's credible. And so many other people. So when they came in, they took this manifesto, abandoned it completely, and started to implement the manifesto of Mietiala, which is Ruga, telling me that there was a cattle route from Jigawa to Newi. When did that exist? That was what made Wike to say, if it's water you are looking for, let us lay pipe from Bonny Island and take water up. Since we can take crude oil to Kaduna, we can also lay pipe and take water from here to Kaduna. You can feed your cow. So they abandoned it and started to build railway to Niger Republic, from Kano to Katsina to Daura to Jibia, Agadez, and then the other side. Now, what is the economic importance of borrowing money from China with interest to go and build a railway inside Niger Republic, other than building it from Enugu to Onitsha, Nnewi, Owerri, Aba, Port Harcourt, Yenego, all those places? They don't want that. So that's why the last speaker saying, to me, I have a sense of foreboding that 1993, 2023 may be another 1993. I've been telling people that we survived 1993, but 2023 to me is Nigeria's last card as a complete entity. Exactly. Because you cannot fool people. Bob Marley said you can fool some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. It's impossible. This is a different generation of Nigerians. Those born 1993, how old are they? Is it not 30 years? They must have gotten their masters and PhDs, even if they don't have job. Those that are in business, they should be controlling some amount of money if they are successful. Those that are unemployed, they are wise because they are unemployed, so they know what is going on. So exactly, Ovie is laughing. It's true. So you see that way. You see that way. So let them not play this dangerous card. And again, this chap that died, Dr. Obadiah Melafia. He said he had PhD Oxford, I believe so. He said that he went to all these Boko Haram, threatening them around the southern Kaduna, where I come from, all these Kaje, Zango, Zagon, Kataf. He asked them, he said, look, we be living together here. What really happened? He said they invited them from Mali, Mauritania, and they paid them to be here, that even one of the governors is the person who is in charge of them being here. Who is that likely to be if not a Rufai? So this idea of colonization, for somebody like Obasanjo to put it in writing, former president, with the letter he wrote to Buhari before it is too late, he put it in writing that this Islamization and colonization can't take Nigeria anywhere. So let them not play that dangerous game. That's why, for my heart of heart, I said, Peter, since you want to put your head, you want to go and rebuild Nigeria, well, I wouldn't say no. I wish you luck. But if this thing fails, let them not think that it's a child's play, because already there's a letter submitted by Professor Banji Akintoye for Yoruba Nation. It's in Sahara Reporters of August, this month, 12th. The Yorubas are saying that they are tired, that they only serving Nigeria notice, just like a tenant is serving a landlord that on so day I'm packing out of the house. Where do I keep your key for you? So they've made it known that they are going. They are tired, so they don't want any war in Yoruba land. That they want the Fulanis to get out of their land, they are going. So are you telling me that when the Yorubas, with all this they are negotiating, then the rest of the country will be? So let them not overplay their hand as this thing is concerned. If they are still doing underground dirty trick, thinking this is 1993, in fact, the people that are mostly concerned are the unemployed youths. All these people following obedient because they are looking for future. Nobody is articulating their problem. So the way Obi is saying it is what made them to say, look, this is the man that have our interest at heart. So we are going to vote for him. That's why they are not accepting money, because they know that how can you study in the university, you come out and they are giving you 1,000, 2,000 to go and vote. Is that your 4 years, you are still where you are? So let them not play that hanky-panky this time, whatever they are planning. It is either they mellow down, allow INEC, if everything goes according to plan, and then they have a change of government, or they decide that they can manipulate whatever they want to do in the hope that the status quo will remain. It's not going to work. Thank you.
All right. Please, let me just chip in before I leave. I have to go to church. You know, the INEC stuff, the man that orchestrated the INEC to be able to do and transmit everything directly, they transfer him to Enugu and reduce from director to just ordinary secretary. See, like I said, these people has already have the playbook. But my prayer has always been that God should make this their intent come to nothing, because Peter Obi has the interest of the people. But I always say, but these people will not let go. They have done so much. The election is already rigged. By taking this man out from that position of director of that BVA or whatever they call it, to ordinary secretary back to Enugu. I mean, it's all clear. But the point is that the enthusiasm back home is humongous. Nobody can take it back from them. Like my brother CM said, they should not fool us so long.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Raf, let me hear from Raf. He's been here quietly waiting.
Oh, yeah, if we are speaking about, well, I'm not going to touch on what has just been said, but because I think Kenya already showed an example, and we have seen Angola selection. I don't know how many people monitored that, but I've been following that. But I will just point to what one of our brothers on stage, the unofficial king, has been saying. And I think that's also part of the problem, because he was overexcited about what our special guest said today. And it's fine if you're overexcited. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to do that. But I find one language that he always uses that people need to die and they need to be you win elections by money and blood, but he always emphasizes loss of life. And I remember when Goodluck Jonathan conceded to Buhari, something that the Buhari supporters never acknowledged. He said, "It's not what my elections I think I cannot remember the exact words, but he said something along the line of uh, it shouldn't be what any Nigerian dying for me to be in office." So Ovie is here representing a movement. He's always talking about it's okay for people to die. It's normal. It's like it's normalized. And I just want people to remember that you should remember that whoever is telling you that it's normal for people to die for the cabal or the whatever it calls them, these people, the lizards, headed people hiding in one corner, determining who's going to rule you or whatever. Does that person really care for you? Is that who you want ruling you? Like the same way I ask, if Buhari would allow the type of people who are ruling the way they are mismanaging Nigeria right now that he appoints, will he allow somebody mismanage his cows like that, and will he be satisfied with that type of action? Will he sit back and just be quiet? So no, I believe CM has said a lot of what I agree with when it comes to the what's it called, the draft constitution and all that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But if you choose to go with that, you have your choice. You have options. I always say you have options.
Just to, if you like, put numbers to it and put my name there. Say, obviously, 100 people will die this year before President come. Put number to it. I'm not that naive, and I think even you too, you are smarter than the way you are putting. When it comes to issue of death, I think you are the first person that mentioned on this platform today, because you are saying that now, in order to drive your point home, you say, George, look under Buhari, how many people has died? Okay, yes. You quoted Goodluck Jonathan that yes, is whatever he's looking for doesn't want blood of anybody. That's also a fact that he quotes. But I would refer you to go and read a book by Dele Farotimi, "Do Not Die for Their Sin." Goodluck renowned. Goodluck give up whatever he made a call and say yes, I considered. Guess what? People still die for Buhari to become president. People will see that to whoever want to become president. Even you, if you want to become president, that does not mean you want them dead. But the system actually orchestrated everything. People will die for just no reason. If they follow me well, let me tell you something. If they follow me well, I think about 2 weeks or a couple of days after Buhari was nominated as the flag bearer of APC in Lagos, I said it publicly that this man is going to set up 30 years backward, even before even I elect him. So I am not that anybody will call me fan of it. No, what did they baffle me for Buhari administration, which is exactly what the MC is talking about. How come this man is carrying out everything that he's doing effortlessly? As if he's the only one from local government official to the presidency. Where are the people that are supposed to checkmate him? Which is in the last part, me and you. What is our role? But guess what? We choose to just criticize and complain. What you are making, we are making this job easier for them. I am not saying I'm a fan of these people. I am just reading the game at play. You can deny, you can put, as I said, put number to what I said. People are going to die. I can't stop it, even if I want to. That is how the system is being run.
Okay, Ovie, thank you.
They are not aliens. Our leaders are not aliens. We produce them. We vote for them. We cheer them on. I have a position you find yourself. They are not aliens.
Okay.
Guess what? If all of them die today, the next that will come are not going to do anything better in as far as we are still on this system.
All right, Ovie, thank you. Thank you. Let me go to Adewale. Adewale has not just joined us, and Adewale, we're rounding up. So
I can say I was just trying to have one thing to say.
Okay,
I'm actually out of my chamber, so this environment kind of noisy. But you see, the guy that the invited guest today spoke, and I kind of agree with what he said. It's obvious that he's a Buhari supporter, and at the same time, he's an APC person. Okay, But he said something that I kind of, hold on to. He said that whoever we elect as a president tomorrow is still going to be the same thing because some other people with the interest or people that put them there are going to serve their interest first. So it's same Nigerian factor. And it looks like people, you showed a clip recently about OB supporters and all that. We will see on the election day. We will see. We have over 200 million Nigerians and over 90 million registered to vote. We will see how it will turn out. And Ovie, you will congratulate me on the February when the election day comes, okay? Is that
Why?
time
Because who is your candidate? Well, why
you
will I
move to
congratulate
our
you?
side, okay? You move to our side because,
Who?
by the way,
Where's your side? Where's your side?
you
What
know,
side are you on?
hey, you should know by now. But
It's epic.
Dr. Nameji, you know what? I did something one day. It was after the show. I conducted a poll. I
Yeah.
asked the people in the studio. I said, you know what? If tomorrow something happens and people can't vote for Obi, among the other contestants, who would be their second choice? And guess what? Everybody picked Tinubu, including CM. You remember CM on that day, right? And I said, say something nice about Tinubu that you think. And they say a lot of good things about him, but just the fact that he looks sick or looks weird, I say, you know what? They're not going to vote for him. So on the election day, we shall see. That's what I said. Yes.
Adewale, we don't need to wait the election day. There's money in that camp. Tinubu camp is loaded. Mona visit me. I will just join without
Money
knowing.
is a Nigerian thing. Money we exchange hand. That's a must. They will spread.
So
They
that's
will
what I'm
share
saying.
money.
So
All right.
Okay.
instead
All
of
right.
wishing,
All right.
be like Tinubu, instead of wishing, go for it. Go for me. Bring that money. I will join. Don't wish. Just
Hey,
come for me. That's what.
your principal is coming to our side. Don't worry, it's
All
coming
right.
to
All
Tinubu
right,
side.
guys. We have to go. I have to go. Can I one last word and James will go. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Thank you. So I like it when we're talking about Nigerian factor, and this goes to Ovie and Adawale. Yes, it's because of that Nigerian factor that we're here, trying to put heads together to fashion a better alternative. We shouldn't kind of accept a defeat. Oh, Nigerian factor, it has been like this, so let's just leave it to continue. No, we are trying to fashion out an alternative to get rid of that bad factor and usher in a better way of piloting the affairs of Nigeria. Now, let me talk about a little bit towards what Prince of Peace said before that is going on, and CM as well hinted on that. I agree with them concerning the Fulanization going on in Nigeria. A lot of us have been lied to. The media, the Nigerian media, are not telling us the truth. I have people on ground in Borno. I have people on ground in Plateau State, Nasarawa State. Now, this is what is going on there. The indigenous people, who are mostly Christians, sorry that I have to come in this way, who are mostly Christians, are being kicked out of their ancestral homes. If you go to Lagos State now, you find a lot of Borno State indigenes who are Christians working as megad, barrow pushers, and all of you, and all that. If you go to Anambra State, you find them. So these people have been successfully kicked out from their ancestral homes. Same thing is happening in Kaduna South. Now, for somebody like Nasir Rufai to come out and telling the Nigerians that a better part of Kaduna has been taken over by the terrorists, that is not what is going on. Nasir Rufai invited his Fulani brothers to kick out the southern Kaduna indigenes out of their place and occupy that place for the cause of Fulanization. That is what is going on. This is what exactly is going on in Plateau State. So these people, all they want to do is to Fulanize that area. Now, talking about love, our guest talked about you have to love Nigeria, you must first love Nigeria. What kind of yeye love? He even mentioned that he said something about things you tell your wife on the bed. It is only a bad man that will be promising his wife what he cannot fulfill on the bed. She's your wife forever. So why giving her fake promises? It's only a bad husband that will be saying that. Tell her the truth, the way it is. Do the right thing. If you love Nigeria and you are incompetent, you cannot achieve anything. So love, maybe competency. Number one, you have to be competent first. You have to be you have to even have a clue of what is going on. These people are clueless. You don't you don't actually have the competency, you don't love the country, and you are just saying it on your lips and trying to brainwash others to believe that you love Nigeria. What kind of yeah love is that? Some people are claiming that because they marry from the Igbo land, they marry from Osusu, they marry from Enugu, Yoruba land, and so therefore they automatically qualify to bring in Nigeria together. Ewo. What kind of country is this? Oh, seriously, sometimes I don't want to discuss about Nigeria.
All right. Thank you, James.
Thank you. I have to go, please. I have to leave.
Yeah, we have to go too. I have to go.
You.
James, go ahead. Final word.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, the situation we are dealing with is very volatile. I'm no longer a youth, but I interact with youths at my place of work. I'm a lecturer. Nigerian youths attend the university here, and I know what is running through their minds. When I was a youth, the way we were thinking is radically different from the way modern youths are thinking. People must acknowledge that fact. We are inching towards a revolutionary state. If you read the history of Europe carefully, the entire history is littered with revolutions at different times because they want society to operate in a certain way they want, and if things are not going that way, they have to, look for alternative routes. Now, they are talking to the Nigerian politicians in a language they will understand. The youth of Nigeria are not violent at all compared to what happens in other parts of the world. But according to one American president, those who make peaceful change impossible will make violent change inevitable. I'm not saying we should spill blood, but the Nigerian politicians should be called to order. When the youths are complaining, they should listen to them carefully, because if we slide into a revolutionary state, the outcome is even worse than a civil war. In Tunisia, when the Arab Spring started, it took only one man to set himself on fire, to set the whole of the Middle East on fire. And the effort they put in to quench that fire is unquantifiable. So we should be extremely careful. Now, these guys, they've gone to London and they've returned. As somebody rightly pointed out here yesterday, that meeting is very likely was orchestrated by the British. They invited them, come and let's talk about this thing, so that they maintain their grip, their firm grip on Nigeria. That is the essence of that meeting, not that they resolved to go there to attend whatever meetings. Now, if Obi should win or lose, I do not see any remarkable difference. But among them, I think is a little bit sincere, because right now he's parlaying with them. They are eating and drinking, attending secret meetings, meeting Obasanjo. From Obasanjo, strange bedfellows are discussing behind the scene. And I'm sure this is what Mr. Idahosa is referring to. Politics has its own rules, the way they do things. They can insult each other in public. They can be sleeping with the same women in public. But when it comes to settling political matters, it's a different ball game. He was a member, excuse me, please. He was a member of the PDP. They never had any quarrel until it got to presidential nomination. If they had given him the ticket, what is the guarantee that he will sing the song he's singing now? So this is why I'm afraid. We should be extremely careful, because if a revolutionary state should break out, it will be worse than Nigerian civil war. Take it or leave it. I think a word is enough for the wise. Nigerian politicians should think critically. Thank you.
All right, thank you, James. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm sorry that we have to end it here. We will come back again this week on Saturday and have a conversation.
At what time?
Yeah, at the same time, 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. Yeah, I'll send you the communication next time. Ralph, thank you so much for joining us. Ovia, thank you so much. Ovia, can you hear me? You're frozen. Okay, Adewale, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We
Yeah,
shouldn't
I can
die
hear
in,
you.
in,
I can
we
hear
shouldn't
you.
die
Thank
in their
Mr.
war.
Ivy, are you an
Okay?
Orobo man or a Benin man?
We shouldn't die in their war. We are
I'm
brothers.
your Soso man. I'm from
You are
Akoko
right,
Edo.
Adewale. We shouldn't die in their war. I beg.
We shouldn't die in
No,
their war. See,
in
they will
Hausa is
eat
the running
akara.
mate to
They will eat
Kumpozo.
akara and gari together. It's we that will not be drinking the water. We should
You
not
look
die
like a
in their war.
sociologist. Did you read sociology?
Me, I don't know Buddhist now. Will
CM, thank you so much for joining us.
I read
Okay,
communication
yeah,
and
thank you.
minor in
Good one.
business. I read communication and minor in business. Yeah.
All right, we can continue the
Yeah,
conversation.
thank you so much. See you on Saturday.
All
Yeah,
right.
Bye.
thank you, James.